Shazam, everybody. We got packages. And I'm going to be a good boy because after tonight, I'm going to take my pictures. I'm so bad that when I get new stuff and I want to inventory and document it, I just leave it in a nice pile somewhere until I trip over it, weeks. I mean, some of the stuff I was doing in the last 2 months, I should have done months ago. I'm a horrible procrastinator.
There was an acronym for people like us that do that. You put it in your pile and it's like not organized, I forget what it is now. It was really good. I'll have to find it.
Which is funny because I tend to be a very organized, detail-oriented person, but if I can have something in a certain space where it's in nobody's way, then it's fine, right? Oh, hang on. Hey, so Ryan's going to try. I was in the backstage. My computer stopped responding. Well, hey, give it a minute or two. Get out the crank. I tell you, I bought this cheapy $23 keyboard and mouse from Best Buy.
The wireless ones, right? Yeah.
Yeah. It's not bad. It's not great. I really should have spent $58 and bought the cheapest Logitech they had.
I was thinking you'd be probably one of those rubberized ones. The flat, like you can roll out those keyboards.
I had one of those about 8 or 10 years ago, and they're the worst typing experience. Like they're great if you need something that's, right? Well, they're usually really good if you need something that's waterproof. You got kids or you spill crap. They're actually pretty good because it's basically a membrane with a rubber thing on top. But
I know somebody.
They're not a good typing experience. They're the worst.
I know somebody who still literally uses an old school, like the Dell type keyboards that were massive because it just has the best response to.
Here's the thing. So I don't know if it's Logitech or someone else, but in Staples they did have one clicky. Yeah. With a deep throw, and I love that. But I know if I start typing while I'm online, it's the worst, especially this microphone picking up everything.
You pick up everything, eh?
And it's like, I don't really need it. If I was playing games, I'd absolutely get that keyboard for sure.
Yeah, it's funny. I don't know if it's just because we learned on those way back in the day, and it's just muscle memory.
But I remember, Selectrix keyboards
flat,
and stuff.
Like even like that one, that's a flat keyboard with the flat keys with the short throw. And it's not as intuitive as you think.
No, and actually, these feel like they got sponge behind them.
Yeah. It's like any laptop keyboard, because even now, like it's just too thin. I don't know.
Oh yeah, laptop keyboards are horrible.
Yeah.
But I gotta admit, the wireless one I gave my wife to use, that's actually not a bad keyboard.
Was it a thick one?
It was wireless like this, but it's just it's my tried and true. I don't know. I've had it about 3 or 4 years. Workhorse, works great.
Looks like Ryan's not having a good experience there.
No. It's all that prairie stuff. It's all that farm equipment stuff he does.
Lawrence, you ready to see that rare Lego? I teased him with you have a rare set. He wants to see.
Oh yeah. It's something.
Oh, Brad's trying to get on there too.
Oh yeah? Okay, cool.
But he's saying he's having issues with the StreamYard again.
Yeah. There's some bad juju going on with his laptop and StreamYards after an update a little while ago. And it's just not been a good experience for him. I'm just going to change one more setting on this camera. I was screwing around with the mouse. Okay, because I have no driver software except for what's built into Windows here, Windows 11. And I was wanting to change to sleep mode. Someone had mentioned it. And I didn't find that, but it's like, oh, right, I can change the size of the cursor, which I used to always love to do. I love the big mouse. It's not that I'm, have vision problems, but it really gets your eyes to the right spot quick when you can see what you're doing, and it's got this big target. I like that. That's not bad. Hey, Lawrence, how you doing, buddy? Says, hi, everyone. See, he's on Facebook. You got to jump on YouTube. Better experience. See, it's my own fault because I still stream to everything, right?
I'll send him the link for that. See if it's any better.
So I'm trying to decide which one of these I'm probably going to drop down. Okay, let's get rid of that phone like that. That's not helping anybody. You're right. I got too much crap here today. I really do. Okay. So let's pull that one. So I promise super ultra rare Lego. Let's start with that.
Not that little package. Yeah, right.
Wouldn't that be funny if this is the one? My
One
third
figure?
My third Mr. Gold. Wouldn't that be cool?
Was that the one with the top hat?
Yeah.
Is that the figure? I think I've seen that somewhere.
I've got one that's not great. It's a Lucy. Back in the days when you could trust that what you were getting was okay. And then I've got one that's sealed and good and all that jazz. Okay, Ryan, do what you can do. You know I'm slow. So when I've got... Oh, hang on one second. The story is better with visual aids. Yeah, that's my keys, by the way. When I got that Hot Wheels keychain piece, which is kind of ridiculous. Why would they make it smaller than a Hot Wheels car? I don't know. I mean, they really see us coming when they put this stuff out there and we still buy it. It's a full price, as the same price as a Hot Wheels car. I figured, okay, if Hot Wheels is a hobby I've bought into now, I might as well get a Lego figure. And everywhere in Canada.
Oh, the red one.
Yeah. It was supposed to be a VIP deal to get the figure. And I don't even know which camera I'm using anymore. This one.
So is it chromed out?
It's this one. Yeah, it's chromed out figure. And of course, for whatever reason, Lego doesn't do chrome on the hands. So you'll see that, and that's pretty consistent.
Probably the bending factor if you put anything in the hands.
It could very well be. It's a contact point. And it's a common way of telling some of the fakes because they'll
chrome
all,
everything.
Right? They'll chrome the whole thing a lot of the times.
I've seen that in the Chinese knockoffs for Mega Bloks. They're starting to chrome Halo figs and other types.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I've seen that online. I guess it would be AliExpress or eBay, whatever.
But I really wanted to have two chrome red. Actually, that's a good match. It's not a bad match. Here's the thing. I can't remember what this was.
Wasn't that a placeholder for an order that you got?
This one, no, which is the usual deal, and which is why I thought I could just go into a Lego store and get a red chrome. No, it was only VIP. Oh. They sell red ones in the stores. They don't sell this one. You're not watching Brixie's stream? Dude, I don't ever watch Brixie's stream. Okay, Jordan, tell us why we should be watching Brixie's stream. Is he quitting? Did his wife leave him? I should not be so mean. I got no love for the guy. The guy has no love for the community. Oh, I'm making a joke. Oh. Yeah, that's the thing. I couldn't even tell you when that guy streams. You know what? I'm envious that he's figured out what works for him between, buying all the Lego under his business and doing all that and everything's a write-off. And he's definitely figured everything out. Very smart guy. I think as a human being, he's got some growth to do. seeing his wife sometimes look at him, it's like, I just don't see it. I don't see the love there. I don't like, I don't know, people chasing dollar signs. Hey, maybe people would think that's sour grapes. I don't really care what people think, though. I live my life to be happy. But yeah, so I had gone to a few Lego stores and stuff, looked for a chrome figure, think, oh yeah, especially my Lego store, Yorkdale, they got 100 figures at any one time. No, go online. And for whatever reason, not a lot of guys were selling them, and those that sell them have them 15, 20 bucks a pop. Well, this guy was selling it $8 and $2.50 shipping. Can't beat that, right? And I know it's a figure. I know it'd be safe in there. I actually asked for a quote just to see what the shipping would be like. Otherwise, I would have bought it from Brad or something. I would just wait, whatever. But, cheap enough figure. Now I got a keychain that represents my love of this hobby and stuff. I know somebody, oh, no, you don't buy much Lego. Bullshit. I still buy more Lego than most people I know. But, yeah, I kind of like that. So I'll put that on my keys later. Where am I going to put them to be safe? I'm going to lose them. Yeah, I'll throw them back. But, yeah, that was nice. And the guy was super cool. Actually, I felt so bad. So, actually, I ordered that, I think, a day or two after the stream where I got the Hot Wheels keychain. And I looked at Brad's. I looked at a bunch of other guys' shops and, figured out what I was going to do. And I put the order in. I said, give me a quote because I wanted to know the shipping cost. And here's the asshole part is that I must have lost track of stuff. Like it took him 3 days to respond. Okay, whatever. But then it took me a week to pay. It's like, I thought I had paid right away because he sent me the invoice, right, after 3 days. And it's like, I was convinced I did PayPal on site or something. And then, hey, Eileen. Look, hello, be nice. Yeah, I'm going to have to send someone else to Brixie's stream and talk about his tattoo. Anyone want to make some money? Go on his live stream and get him to ask a question about the dildo that's on his arm. Yeah, I did that. I paid a guy to do that. I'm a bad guy. Anything to entertain me, right? But yeah, the guy was so nice too. Who got back to me about that keychain? He goes, "Oh, in case you forgot, I still have this. Do you still want to go?" I didn't pay for it. He goes, "No." I go, "I had it paid within 2 minutes," but it's like I felt so bad, and I can't remember the name of the shop. He didn't write the name of the shop. That's another weird thing. He didn't put the store name on the envelope. I know it's a big, tiny little thing. He made practically nothing off it, but it's like you should always put your name on everything. If you're running a business, you're a brand, right? Oh, look at Jordan. Where's the Rarest Set? Hey, dude, I ain't stupid, man. That's probably going to be the last thing I show you. But yeah, I tell you, that was definitely my a-hole moment of the week, especially for something so cheap. But I'm glad to have it. I really hate, though, that Lego does this to people where, I'm sure a lot of people would like to have this in chrome, red chrome, or any other chrome, right? Making stuff limited, I think, is the worst thing in our society. Like, why? You can pump this out in the hundreds of thousands if this is what people really wanted. And the fact that someone got this because of some stupid purchase and then turned around and flipped it and sold it to me, like, I don't know. Because I would have gladly paid the $6.99 or, well, actually, it's probably, I think they all went up, right? The keychains are $7.99 a piece now. Horrible. I've actually got my daughter to put 4 new ones in the pipeline so that when I make an order, probably the Razor Crest in a couple days. Oh, Brad says no go. StreamYards has access to both the mic and cam, but it thinks it doesn't. I can't even guess what's going on with the Voodoo in that system. It's like there's something. There could always be hardware failure, but I don't think that's it. This was an interesting deal. I get discounts at Walmart, blah, blah, blah. every day and then double that once a month. My buddy calls me up. He goes, hey, get 35% off. Is there anything you want? And I'm not a Canadian Tire shopper, just not. They're not any farther away than Walmart is. It's just nothing in there I really want. But I go, can you do online? He goes, no, it's got to be in store. It's like, okay, but I can use the online to figure out what I want. He goes, yeah, sure, whatever. If it's in the store, if you can figure out the store, that'll help. So I go online, I take a look, and of course, I'm looking at the toys first. Which toys? Lego, Mega, they got pretty much no Mega. Find a few things. I say, okay, get me this. If you can get me at least 4 or more, then get it. Otherwise, don't bother. It's not worth it for 1 or 2 because I already have it anyway. So this is what he hooked me up with. The Snowtrooper Battle Packs. And the reason I wanted this was I got one when the AT-AT came out, the UCS AT-AT. And, Lego's not stupid. When they came out with that AT-AT, they lined it up perfectly to put all those little seats in there for all those little figures. Well, they clearly want you to fill it with these. It was a very well thought out marketing decision we'll give you the few figures and then we'll give you lots of space that's going to look real ugly empty when it should be full of figures, right? When they could, if they would have if they would have added $100 to the price and put this many figures in there, no one would have cried because you're getting a whole army or something, right? So, now I'll put in at least 5 boxes worth. We'll see, maybe a bit more. Because I've actually picked up 1 or 2 more since, but it was just something I figured, you know what? If he can get me a good discount on these, then why not? And, they had other sets, but it's like, I'm slowly working my way out of buying the small stuff. It's not really what I want to do, but yeah, it's something I thought was really cool. This one caused me to sweat a little. And I'm still not 100% sure I know what it is. Not 100%. Although if it is what I think, let's see. Brad, it has access, but thinks it doesn't. That's not a browser issue nor permissions issue. It's an odd thing that he's tripping over this because, between the other streams I go on and the people come on my streams, it's virtually a non-issue. The only issue I find people have universally with connecting to this or Restream.io, which is another competing product, is that feedback from their microphone and speaker setup, which is why it's recommended to use headphones, right? Dan, you're not using headphones, are you?
Yeah.
Oh, you are? Okay. Yeah, because if they don't, then we tend to hear back, even though the software is supposed to be doing its thing to weed it all out. I don't think anything is terribly great about their software, and they're definitely susceptible to changes. I know a recent change to Facebook is making my life miserable right now. If I try and make a post, it has to do with events. So every stream that I plan now also qualifies as an event, and so if I post it to groups, they try and make it an event now. So whenever I do these streams and I post it to my 2 or 3 groups, now it's also an event. And if I edit, then even though Facebook has given this software permission to pretend to be me, right, and act on my behalf, it won't let it edit now, whereas before it would. And it's like, thank you, Facebook. Facebook makes a change, and then StreamYards and every other software that interfaces with it is going to have to update, right? And that's causing me some. Oh, good, there is one in here. Awesome. So I'll pull out some stuff, and we'll see if you got any idea. So this is clearly Chinese stuff. Ooh, it's bigger than I thought it would be.
Is that Iron Man colors?
That didn't take you
Oh,
long.
there we go. There's only two sets that could ever be.
Red
It's
and
either gonna
gold,
be
right?
Iron Man or Mega Bloks. I think it was Minions
Look at this.
set.
You gotta
somewhere.
love this. You gotta look
Iron
at
Hero?
Chinese.
You know what it says?
Iron Hero Mechanical. But when let's see what the last page looks like. So this is what you're getting. I still can't figure out where that camera is. There we go.
That'd be interesting to see the joints in that, what their parts are.
Oh wow, ratchet. So it's got ratchet knee joints. Really? That many pieces? Wow, 1339 pieces. I'm a little shocked actually.
Well, you can look at all the little ones you got there to make up the armor, right?
Yeah.
Now the problem that those gold pieces, will they have the gold syndrome later on? Makes you wonder.
I guess we'll see. See how long.
But you won't know. You won't know that for years anyway.
I may not know it for years. And given how long it took me to tear down sets for the one cabinet or the 1.5 cabinets, if I like this build, it'll probably stay up for 2 years. And then after that, I'll make a decision on what to do with it.
Does it have light up capability?
I don't know. I don't think it does because that centerpiece doesn't look like there's any room. Doesn't mean I couldn't gimmick it up. Oh, really? Stickers?
No.
Oh, dude. Really?
Cheap.
And clear too, which is both good and bad. We'll see. I prefer clear plastic stickers to paper for longevity.
Yeah.
And washability too.
Yeah.
I tend to be able to wash them easier.
They won't soak up the water when you do it or the spray.
Yeah. Actually, let's have a little moment here for Brad. There you go, everyone. October 8th. Come see Brad. Come see me. Dan, are you going to be at the sale, or you and me just?
We got to meet up. Yeah, we got to meet up.
Well, we're going to do lunch, right?
Yeah.
Are you going to go to the sale too? Is that your plan?
Yeah, we're going to check it out and show the kids the stuff.
So we'll iron out the time as we get a little closer to it. I mean, I still want to eat at lunch if ideally possible, but here, I'll leave that on top. But yeah, so October 8th, Brad's annual fall sale, back again, always good deals. He calls it a sale, so come hang out with us, come hang out with Brad, see the Lego garage and see what else he's got going on. Shazam. This was funny. This one, and I'm super glad to get it. This box was at the door last night. My daughter was about to go out. Oh, hey. Shazam.
Hey,
Ryan's back. Awesome.
Hey.
Finally,
we're hearing it come back through your end.
Is it coming? Oh,
you got speakers on?
I got my earbuds in.
Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, it's coming back through. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
How about now?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It is, but it's not so bad.
It's like you're at a ballpark.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting.
Second here.
1, 2, 3. That's good.
How about now?
1, 2, 3.
That's fine.
Yeah.
That's better. Yeah.
I don't know why it's worse with my earbuds in.
Really? Because right now we're not hearing it come back at all. That's funny.
It could have been the microphone on the earbuds.
I
picking up speakers.
Oh, maybe they do. I didn't think they did, but
if that's a set of Apple microphone, the mic's pretty good generally, so probably picks up more than you think.
I robbed these from my kids, so I'm not even sure.
That's what my wife does. I kid you not now, because I'm an Apple sucker. I've got extra headphones in the car, like still sealed in box. I've got probably one in the drawer because every time I turn around, someone's taking my headphones. And don't get me wrong, we also buy the cheapy ones, the $5 and $10 ones, that because they're not honestly that much worse. For the price, they're great, especially when Apples are 25, and it's like they break just as easily.
Well,
right?
you really want to pay $100 for earphones that you lose easily, right? Like that's
Oh, well, I'm talking wired. I won't
The
spend
wired,
a lot on
yeah.
the wireless ones
Yeah, those are
because I'm
nuts.
convinced I'm going to lose the buds. I've got actually a nice pair of TWS ones that were about $30, and they identify as Apple. And they work. They sound good. Problem is, Bluetooth audio is still Bluetooth audio.
Mhm.
It's always compressed. The best Bluetooth audio, 5 point whatever, is still compressed audio. So to me, it just never sounds good, and that's with my bad ears. So when I hear people talking about their Bluetooth, wireless, like you're spending $100, $200, $700 on some of these gimmicks, it doesn't sound that much better. It just doesn't, and it's still compressed audio.
There's a physical thing too about people who use the push-in earbuds, the ones that go into your canal. It just keeps pushing your earwax in over and over and over, and people don't realize that affects your hearing over time.
Yeah, some for sure. I don't think most people are having. I mean, if they're having hearing problems, then get that checked, and they'll be the first to tell you, yeah, you got impacted wax, and that should be checked anyway a couple times a year, no matter what.
Yeah.
Especially if you're having any pain that you can't, or you feel any weird congestions, and it's your ear canal for sure. But my daughter, so she goes out with her girlfriend last night, and she comes home, and then I was told to drive her girlfriend home. So that's what I had into the stream. But when they came in, this was sitting at the door, and it's like, Daddy, this was at the door. I go, yeah, well, if I'm home alone at night and I hear, and I'm streaming, right, and I hear knocking, like, I don't go to the door. It's not that it's not safe. I just don't do it. At a certain time of night, I'm not going to the door. I have no reason to. Anyone I care about is here, or I know where they are. So anyway, they brought in this package. So whatever Mickey Mouse courier it was, dropped it off. And then, of course, I'm sitting there like, okay, that's nice, but it's in a box in there. It's great pack. So for me, it's clearly Chinese stuff, but it's like, what can it be? And I don't generally open this stuff. It seems like more and more lately I've been cheating ahead of time just to see, what is it? Because I'm checking out all my Chinese sites, Ali, Taobao, and a few others. There's probably 6 of them now I'm dealing with. And it's like, okay, I really don't know what it is because they don't give you the final Canadian tracking codes usually.
Yeah.
They don't know them themselves. So I take a peek at the sides, like, oh, awesome. And it's boxed too, which wasn't clear at the time. So let's see. We're all seeing this together because I only literally took a look at the one side just to see, is it what I thought? Because it also felt like it was more than what I ordered. But then you'll see. And I don't mind that the box is slightly dinged. It's cool to have the boxes. So here we go with the garbage again. Thank God the wife's camping wherever the hell she is. So, they taped them together. Okay, I appreciate the fact it's slew band, modern slew band. They taped them together. Dirty buggers. That's okay. It looks like it's cheap tape, and I can get it off. But so there's the first one. Oh wow! Look at the box.
Oh, that's cool.
I might not try and get that tape off. I might just take the pictures with. Well, I'll take the pictures with it and then try and remove it and then take more pictures. But yeah, 511 pieces. So remember Pacific Rim?
Yeah.
I think these are. I don't know if these are from the new one or not. I don't know. It might just be their own. Actually, it might just be their own. I thought these might have been Pacific Rim. But it's like nice and boxed.
Is this like their higher end stuff for collectors?
I guess. I mean,
but for that kind of box to be shiny and chromed out.
I know. Hey, look at that. Hollow foiled, like little handle too, little carry handle. Hopefully I can get this. I'm trying. It's like, and the thing is, it'll rip the front if I'm stupid, right?
Hey, Clef.
Start at the edge. Start at the edge. You might have to warm it up a little bit.
Yeah, I know. It's how impatient I am. Like, I'm convinced it's garbage tape and it'll come off clean. Like, it's leaving practically no residue.
Even the warmth from your hand, if you just hold it over for a little bit,
You think?
could help you out. Yeah. It's not too
Well,
bad.
it's just waiting for it to go rip and take the front right off before I take a single photo.
How far down does it go?
All the way around. They tape
Oh.
the two together to make it more secure.
Oh, that's going to be rough.
Yeah.
Well, the fact that it's a shiny, glossy box is probably working in your favor.
It's probably helping me out here. Okay, there's a tiny bit of residue, and that might show up. Oh, look at that. Okay, well, I won't try the other side. But so that's the first one. Don't ask me the name. No one cares. B1152. Let's see what the other one looks like.
So when you found these ones, what piqued your interest? Just the
how wicked they looked.
just how the mechanic.
The position of the robot. I love mechs.
I'm
one
sure
of the
they're
first-
improved from your Gundam model, the joints and everything.
Oh,
Probably
well, they're
way
small
better.
too. These guys are small too, right?
Oh yeah.
But the hey Lawrence, when I did the 4 Pacific Rim sets 3 or 4 years ago, I love those builds, especially the orange one. Don't ask me the name of the orange one. That one I just loved so much. But all 4 were great builds. They look great. They were actually the first, I think, 4 I started ripping out and tearing down this session. But I mean, generally, I love the box. I love the presentation. It's too bad these guys taped it. And of course, international shipping did its best to destroy my boxes, but that's okay. When I'm done building, they're going in the trash anyway. It's not like I'm gonna keep them.
They sent it to you in the plastic bag. You can't get any.
Great pack, yeah. Well, I've had some stuff do just fine in boxes and like whatever. And that's the thing. Manufacturers, no matter what, and this is the thing at Walmart and Amazon, Best Buy, Costco. From our side, from the retail side, we all feel the same way. This is trash waiting to happen. Mm-hmm. Oh, boo! The box is ruined because it beat up and the stickers on it and this and that. It's a box. It's a box. The contents are the contents damaged? Yeah, fine. We'll give you a refund or whatever. But yeah, I'm a collector and I need this and I need that, then maybe you should go pick it up off a shelf. I mean, I have that attitude myself, and I'm a collector.
Well, the biggest joke in all the collecting is people who collect mint sealed. You're just basically looking at a box.
Yeah.
Right? They just like, okay.
I mean, I like art and stuff. Like this looks really cool. Like, 12-year-old me would love to have posters on my wall of this art for sure.
Well, it's kind of like if that was sitting on a shelf, right?
I mean, I would love to have that on my wall as a poster.
But like we said, if you were a kid going to the store, would this not entice you to buy it? Right? You don't know what it looks like.
For sure. I mean, and that's the thing. It's a display box in the store.
Mm-hmm.
It's a different game. We already got your money. You're shipping. Right? I mean, we already got your money. My headphones just... I think I broke them the other day. They don't sit right anymore. But they give me good quality audio when I'm messing around. So
that sounds like a lot of empty space.
Yeah, this one is probably extra packed with garbage in it to help it with shipping. Hey, Cliff. I just got the first floor.
The firehouse.
Oh, okay.
People are getting a lot into those buildings now. A lot of the off-brand building sets.
It's a cheap way to build out cities, and if especially the modulars. There's so many nice modulars out there. 3 years ago, there was a really nice wave from one of the Chinese manufacturers that gave you 5 different houses. You could basically build a whole Chinatown district.
Oh, that's cool.
And it was wicked. But one of them was literally brothel. And it was the best.
Wow.
And they even ended up changing the name on Alley, which usually I don't give a crap about. But they ended up changing the name of it to something else. But it was a brothel set. I could kick myself for not ordering it. But I knew if I bought even one of those sets, I'd want to collect modulars, whether it was real Lego or not Lego or someone else's. But I love what people are doing with the modulars, buying all the manufacturers and coming up with their own unique cities. Because not cities, but streets. That's really what you're doing. You're building a street. Because I'm so sick of seeing the same 3 to 5 modulars in everyone's collection or on their shelves, right? If they're lucky, they got 10 or 12, whatever. But they got 3 to 5, and it's just like, okay, we can all follow instructions, right? I'm not much of a mock builder anymore. I was years ago, and I even had mock competitions, but I don't got the time to dig into doing mocks. I still got a half-done Sith Fury that would be UCS scale. I took a lot of photography from different sources. I built out the frame. I've got a $150 part that I'm going to use for the windscreen. It's an extra Vader tie windscreen.
$150 for a glass
window? The windshield, yeah. If you look it up, it's one octagonal piece of plastic. And it was the only time it was ever used by Lego, and it was for the UCS set. Okay. So you'll find it, I think, on the cheap side at $75, but I think it averages closer to $150.
Oh man!
And it's a big octagonal piece, size of my fist, and it's great. I actually lucked into a couple. Yeah. Clearly, someone did something to end up with that many extra. Yeah, I was fortunate. Oh, Jesus, this thing's full of popcorn.
That's why I said it's full of air.
Oh, my
you
God.
can see as you shook it. It's gonna
be... Like, I already get dust in my eyes from it. It's like...
The best is when it static clings to everything. Yeah. That's the worst.
My best
the worst
to declutter and clean. And
grab a plastic bag, start
This is how you know I don't pre-check my crap, before the stream. It's like, God damn.
It's literally the worst packing material you can get.
Yeah, and I'm surprised it hasn't been outlawed.
Well, styrofoam, right? It's the gift that never stops giving.
Yeah, but it does fill a box great. I gotta admit, like when the guys do it, I mean, it pays off. But God, I really hate it.
There was a while there where people were trying to suggest use real popcorn without any oils or anything.
Funny story. When my company started up the Amazon location, when they were first entering Canada, apparently they had done that with a special. It's a special corn for the popcorn because there is some inherent oils in the corn. So it's basically oilless. They pop it up and it's great, biodegradable, this and that. It's such a pain in the ass, and the costs involved. The heat generation, because the way they sell you, you'll make your own and this and that, and it's environmentally friendly, right? You're gonna have these industrial poppers doing this thing for you, noise all day, and of course, you'll run it in off hours maybe, so it generates what you need, and
it goes into that world of greenwashing, right? Oh yes, it's healthy, it's green, it's like it's good for the environment. No, it ain't.
Guess what happened to every warehouse, Amazon or otherwise, that ever tried to use this stuff? You know what happened?
It'll track rodents.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Rodents, every one of them, because you're giving them the world's best insulator buffet. And the world's best food supply.
Yeah. Best buffet ever.
Yep, that's perfect
hilarious.
Thing. Yep.
Ooh, what's this? Oh, the Winnebago. Nice.
Yeah, and you know what? The guy took care of it. Good box, decent box, not perfect. Definitely better than that last one. So I appreciate the effort this guy took. Now I'm not going to throw this one because the popcorn is going to go everywhere. Might go everywhere anyway. So this is number 2. I do have 1 or 2 more of these, but I think this is the biggest of the sets I've got coming in.
There's the half truck that do you have that one? The half truck?
Okay. That I did not order, and I looked at it. So I'm going to consider that.
I'd recommend getting it because it looks really good with the wood paneling. There it is in the bottom corner. Yeah.
The assault truck?
The assault truck.
Okay. Yeah.
You have that one?
No. I haven't ordered. I looked at it. Now, see, the Winnebago, that's like season 3. And I think it's season 3. And that's when I thought the show was really good.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, this is kind of pivotal. I tell you, though, taking apart that Rick and Morty set last night, it made me realize how not thrilled with the McFarlane bricks I am. So we'll see what the experience is.
There's play with these bricks apparently from
2015. So honestly, this is roughly the same time as that Rick and Morty set. So we'll see what the experience is. And of course, I had to figure out what was I going to do. There was a whole bunch of stickers across multiple elements. Was I going to leave it together? I left one together because I knew I could count on it to stay together and not rip, because they were paper stickers. Mm-hmm. And the other ones, I took my razor blade and I started making the lines very carefully and cleanly. It actually came up pretty good. Hey, Lawrence, do you have the assault? See, I don't have a lot of interest in like these tower gates, prison things. I mean, as a diorama, they're nice. But I did order that governor one. I got that governor's set over there, and it's definitely sweet for sure. But this one, I still think that. I mean, that assault truck, I gotta admit, that's growing on me just looking at it.
You'll like it. But if you look, is the motorcycle one on there? Dale's motorcycle?
Not on this box.
Okay. But, it doesn't do anything. It's just like a little diorama, right?
Yeah.
So that one would be.
But I like the character. I really did like the character. So it's
yeah. But if you're humming and hawing on that one, if you're on the fence, I'd recommend it for sure.
No, I mean, really, this is the only one that I haven't ordered that I want, and I think I might even have it in my cart on my phone right now. Like, I'm kind of surprised, but I know it's not ordered.
I can't remember if I got the Winnebago or not. I have to check my storage for that one.
So
I think I got it.
Hey, look, light. A little bit more room. Who am I kidding? This is not all going to fit no matter what.
Is that the last one there?
Yeah. I have not opened this ahead of time. I considered it.
Let's see if Jordan stuck around or not.
So I got stories about this.
So how many years have you been waiting for this one? That's the question. How long have you been waiting for this?
2 weeks.
No, but how long have you been waiting?
No.
To get it.
That's when I open it, then I'll tell the story. Because
okay.
Sometimes you don't know you want something until you see it or you hear about it.
No hints.
Literally. This is the worst impulse.
Just what to say, was this your impulse buying?
Oh,
I want it.
This is I mean, and we'll see. So this comes from the far side of the planet. Hungary or Turkey.
Whoa.
Yeah.
BrickLink?
Sorry?
BrickLink?
No.
Did you order it on BrickLink?
No, you can't. That's the best part. When I open it and then I explain all the history to this, that's the best part. Here, let's move some stuff. Thing's too damn big. That's it. We got to cancel the stream. Bricks are too big. Watch this shit fall. Stay. Cool.
Oh, someone's army building there.
Well, you weren't on yet. So my buddy through Canadian Tire, hooked me up. 35% off. Yay. That's for the AT-AT UCS set. I have space to build stuff. One of the things I intend to build is some of those larger ones. And even though I have plenty of older UCS sets I haven't built, that AT-AT, what I call Robot Doggy, that one speaks to me. So, all right, back to opening up this, I hope, well-packed box. It seems like they took some effort. They got like this weird kind of sticky plastic stuff that feels like it might be pallet wrap.
Oh, that looks like the suitcase wrap. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's better than tape. That's for sure.
When I moved here, I was already in warehousing, and my boss gave me like 6 rolls of pallet wrap, and I wrapped the shit out of so much stuff.
Why not?
What a difference that stuff makes.
Yeah.
Protected all the dressers and everything against scuffs and everything.
Mm-hmm.
People thought I was nuts. No.
Oh, Nate joined the...
Hey, Nate. Well, he's got a link. He knows where to find our super secret links. And actually, I think I posted it as a topic too. So, Art World Collection. Okay, this is definitely a reused box, but that's okay.
So you're not going to drop us any hints until you show it?
No, because
It's too easy of a giveaway?
once I open it, then you guys are going to be scratching your heads.
Okay.
Because you're not going to know anything about this. I didn't know anything about this at first until an opportunity came up.
So is it that off the like wall kind of thing? Like weird?
It's not that it's weird. It's just rare. So
And it's an old set, right?
So here's a story. So do you remember the Osprey set? Are you familiar with
Okay.
the Osprey story? Okay. So Lego goes, does 18 months of production development for the Osprey set in tandem with Boeing, because it's they've worked together on it to get all the details right. And they produce a medical ambulatory version of the Osprey. Well, the thing is, that was never went into real production. No one ever bought one from Boeing. So the only real aircraft that ever came out was the military one. But Lego does it in orange and whatever, and they get through all the development cycle, 18 plus months. I mean, it went through 30 different hands at Lego, gets it out into the market. Well, not gets out. They release it into New Zealand and Australia. And then they yank it off the shelves 3 days later. And depending on what you believe, anywhere from 800 to 1,500 sets made it to market. And everything else was recalled. And I mean, there's some numbers that seem to imply, 15,000 sets were recalled, which probably really, lends some credence to what we think is out there. And those sets are going new, sealed, because no one's selling them used. Conservatively $1,000 to $2,500 because it's a rare set. I think the interest has died out.
What really caused it to get recalled, though? Who complained?
Was
it the public or was somebody in the company?
So, no. Company released it. Someone in the public cried, "Oh, look, Lego's released a military craft. Oh no, look, it's medical, blah, blah, blah." No, Boeing never actually produced that. It never really went into production. No one bought it. They only buy based on production, right? No one put in any orders for the medical use one. The only Osprey that ever went into production was the one the military uses. Doesn't matter what you paint the plastic.
It was supposed to be a search and rescue or orange one, right? Yeah.
Oh, which would have been an awesome vehicle.
Yeah.
No one would invest in it because you got to put in your money years ahead and wait your 3 years or 5 years before you see your first aircraft come out of them, right? So it never happened. Plus, no one spends a lot of money on search and rescue or medical or ambulatory vehicles. They just don't. It's an afterthought, right? And so Lego does a big recall.
Lawrence can tell you he's been in one when he was in the Air Force. They're not reliable.
Really?
Vehicles. Yeah, he says that those things the paratroopers were shitting bricks riding those guys. He told me stories about that.
In an Osprey. Well, there's a lot of moving parts because not only do you have this twin rotor setup.
Yeah.
that
They're
whole
noisy,
thing
shaky.
shifts like this
Yeah.
for parking, to go below decks on a ship if it's the
Yeah.
military version, and it's like, yeah, that's a lot of moving parts.
Yeah,
That's
it
a,
is.
and helicopters are
Noisy.
scary already because when there's a problem, it's pretty much you're done.
Yeah.
You don't jump out of a falling helicopter. You don't jump out of
No.
because that's going to get you to that's going to get you before anything. So just given
it's a
Lego's
unique-
history
unique
of being
set. Let's
so
see.
woke and living up to their BS standard, not BS standard. It's good standard. How they play well, be nice, put out good toys that aren't war toys. For the most part, they live up to it. For the most part.
What do you think happened to all the recalled sets? They're just sitting in a warehouse.
So in the past, there's been a few instances. We've seen them take out all the parts, redistribute them locally, and take out anything unique, rare figure. There's no figures anyway.
All technique parts, isn't it?
Yeah, but there's still parts you could build with, right? I mean, there's still some opportunity. And there's stuff they just destroy because their costs are minor.
Yeah.
Just based on their volume, right?
Oh, Lawrence
The
is saying
bird
that
actually drops when it switches over.
you better have altitude then.
Oh boy, eh?
Could you imagine that drop when you feel it? Whew.
Yeah,
Free fall?
that could be scary. So, a few of my friends overseas who always keep me in the loop. The last 2 or 3 years, it just hasn't been as good as it used to be, where I was getting a lot of exclusives, a lot of hard to get stuff. Well, during COVID, everyone's at home, so everyone's got more money to play with. Or they're getting money they didn't have before.
Oh, I'd sent
whatever government
World
checks or whatever, right?
No.
And oh, good. I was so worried.
So this is your rarest Lego set, right?
No, well, I don't know. It could
Top
be.
3.
Could be. Well, okay. So, yeah, let's get it. The story makes so much more sense.
Oh, look at that! I see the colors.
I saw the yeah.
Interesting.
So,
so they never released this in North America?
dude, never released it anywhere.
Anywhere.
So, front, back. You guys want to go start searching for stuff? 76980. Go start your searching. Tell me what you find.
Nothing, eh?
Go search Lego. Go search BrickLink. You ain't finding it. So, here's your story. By the way, these are my two. I got a few more.
You only find it on BrickSet.
Sorry?
You only find it on BrickSet.
Yes. And since you're looking at it on BrickSet, how about you read it for us?
76980 Titan.
Tell us the little story. Oh, you know what you do? There's little things under that setting. Read the one that says news.
Or do you want? It says notes.
Yeah, maybe the notes might tell you too.
This set's release has been put on hold while Lego reevaluates its relationship with Overwatch developer and publisher Activision Blizzard.
So,
due to allegations of harassment.
What?
So,
allegations of harassment.
Here's the story. Here's the story of Overwatch. Overwatch, they had their first wave of sets, right? Not bad, 7 sets, whatever it was. I've got 5 of them. They're not bad. Mostly though, most people who bought that wave, they bought them discounted. It never sold well for whatever reason. Just
$5.02 buys.
Yeah,
yeah. I mean, Ryan especially, he did some real good cleanups. 7-cent, 9-cent buys. That was definitely a clearance item. So it was kind of shocking that it would even get a second one, but then we knew somewhere down the road there was going to be an Overwatch 2. Lots of game delays, delay after delay after delay. The internals of this were ready a long time ago, and Lego waited a while, which is kind of shocking because Lego has a habit of not really waiting. They don't. They'll wait for 2 or 3 months for their own scheduling to work, but not based on anyone else's scheduling. For example, Wonder Woman, right? Wonder Woman movie was way delayed by a year, maybe more. They put out the sets anyway. They didn't care. And the sets sold like crap, and they were clearance items for most people, the Wonder Woman sets. So Lego had delayed the launch, this and that. And then Christmas, they turned around and said February. And they were starting to ramp up production. And they basically, from what I hear conservatively, got about a half skid of this stuff done. Like literally until all the shit hit the fan in a big way. I mean, Activision and Blizzard, one's an imprint of the other. One owns the other. I can't remember who. I guess Activision owns Blizzard or Blizzard owns Activision. Which way was it? I can't. Microsoft owns them both now. But anyway, or owns Blizzard. But anyway, you had the one company with a real shit record of dealing with its sexual harassment cases in the company, how they treat women, how they treat people in general, all kinds of stuff. And then this started dropping all over the place, all over the internet. And it was getting worse and worse and worse. To the point where that release comes out, where Lego says, there's that, and there's another document out there where basically Lego says we are reconsidering our business relationships with companies that don't play well, right? Play well, Lego, Legot. And now that we see that the game is coming out now, actually any day now, the free-to-play version of Overwatch 2 is coming out. There is no word on the horizon Lego's ever touching this again. So there's conservatively probably 5 to 10 of these in North America. Maybe. If you don't count what I've got. But I don't even know what the piece count is because, as you can see, Euro branding, Euro boxes, they don't put piece counts, right? And I don't think we're ever going to see it on BrickLink. Now, if Lego changes their mind down the road, great. Then this is not going to be rare. But right now, this is the rarest Lego set you're going to see in North America. And I wish...
Did you buy these from Turkey?
I bought some from Turkey.
Yeah.
Remember, I have more. And I bought some from Hungary.
901 pieces.
Really?
Yeah. That's what it says in Brick Set anyway.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, I kind of see it. Now, the thing is, it's honestly a 2 to 3 year old style build. The building techniques for the mechs are using some older parts. You could really tell Lego has been sitting on this crap internally for a while.
What's the production year on it for that one? Right?
Well, no, that's the problem. It's recent. 2021. And that was just for that. And then they sat on it before that. So it's going to be really interesting. Oh, why'd you ask me if I... Oh, because you're looking at what? Like eBay or... No, that's okay. Not eBay. But I have no doubt, literally the same buyer. Like the same seller.
Same seller, probably.
Doubt. I have no doubt. That and because I've bought from these guys before. And that's the thing. When you're literally... I'm guessing today, if I was to look on eBay, 2 to 5 are on eBay, and 3 of them are located literally in the same city as the Lego plants. Like, so
they have access to all this stuff.
Oh, right? They work there. There's no doubting, no doubt whatsoever. Probably floor managers or whatnot. Now, not perfect boxes or nothing, but when it's this rare, it's like it doesn't need to be either. And the worst of the two I will build, and then the other one will sit, and then my others are flips, and they are actually they crated. I actually had to use a pry bar, so they were actually, those are fucking beautiful. You know, when you can get Lego in a crate and you need a pry bar, like that's kind of nice. But you know, and it's, and not that I'm super gung ho about the Overwatch stuff, but it's just like there's a unique opportunity to get something for the collection that's, you know, I don't know anyone who's going to have it now, and I could put that on the shelf, and it's like, it's not a UCS set or anything, and I tell you the truth, it's a whole lot cheaper than just about every UCS set you get on Lego site right now. So to have something that unique, you were looking it up on eBay. What are they going for now?
It's still listed at 400, but nobody was really buying at that. They got discounted prices.
It's
And
really,
somebody else is asking like 1,200 for it, equivalent.
yeah. Well, asking and getting
I'm
are
like,
two different
sure.
things, but
Yeah.
it's a unique item. It's something that they have released.
Somebody paid full price for it. I'm like, didn't go for the make an offer. That's for sure.
Nice.
Because you can tell on the feedbacks, you can kind of peek a little bit and see, it's like somebody paid full price for it for one, and then somebody else got you know, an offer done on it.
Yeah.
It's like, oof.
And I'll tell you the truth, those guys, unless they hear something different, like, oh yeah, they're going to wrap up production in, you know, next 4 months or 6 months, whatever. But even then, it's rare until something else comes out, right? Or until they actually release it. So,
well, it's like any collectible. It's whoever wants it the most will pay the most for it.
and that's what's silly about the game too, right?
Yeah.
One thing I like about Overwatch, front and back are equally good, like the displays. And I don't know how many times I almost bought another set because I saw the flip side. Every Overwatch set was like that, I think, for the most part. You get the branding and everything on the front. Batteries included. Oh, Jesus. You tell me there's another light brick in these stupid things? And that's probably one of their biggest sets, too. You said 900 something. So, yeah, I'm tickled to have that. Something unique. I do like to have the unique items. And having two for the personal collection means I get to build one. So I'll build one on stream with you guys, and then the other one will sit somewhere in my shelf. But I don't know anyone who will look at it and go, yeah, Overwatch. Like, it's a unique collectible, and that's what I got off on. You know, I mean, how cool would it be if it was, let's say, the Boba Fett ship without, if it had got out with the original name, the Slave One, and then like a certain number of those got out, and then the new box came out with the Boba Fett spaceship instead on it. So then if I had the one that said Slave One, and that was in a limited quantity, that would be a hot item. That would be great. And everyone would go, oh yeah, look, he's got the limited rare Star Wars version. Because that would be like, everyone would be hunting that though.
It's like black hair Kanan or whatever. And
yeah, that's it, right? For Star Wars guys, that would be great. This doesn't have that audience, never will. Those hunting a rare, unique Lego experience, once they figure this out, they're going to be jumping on it. And I know
I was going to say, you've got about 5 reviews of competition on YouTube for that set.
Yeah, that ain't bad.
From like 9 months, 8 months, 7 days, a few.
Now, isn't it funny how long? So you said that like 9
months ago, somebody got their hands on it. Yeah.
You know, it's a limited item. There's not a lot of videos, not a lot of anything out there on it. Again, it doesn't have the audience of, say, a Star Wars or some other brand name. But
it's got the Lego. It's got the Lego completionist ear to everybody, right? So if somebody wants to get a rare set,
especially if you're into Overwatch, if you're one of those few people who wanted every Overwatch, and then like, and I've also got those other ones that were direct from Blizzard, right? I still got those tiny.
They had some that were released from them. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a co-branded, and you could only get it from Blizzard. You had to order it from Blizzard, and I was importing them into Canada. I'll tell you the truth, they never went up as much as I thought they would. I really thought it would be better just because it wasn't something released in a store. It wasn't something you can get from Lego Online. It wasn't something you get from VIP. And it was quick. It was easy to miss it from Blizzard.
Yeah.
And I ordered a shit ton of them. And I imported them. And of course, I got dinged on duties for some of it, which that hurt. I hate DHL.
That reminds me of a really rare set for Mega Bloks. The SDCC StarCraft set.
Really?
Yeah, those are super unknown, super rare because they only had like, I think it was 1,000 sets or
That's
something like
the
that.
thing that kills me about SDC stuff, like especially when they just do off a batch for a show and it's like
And they were numbered too, right?
1,050, and they're
Yeah.
numbered.
And they're numbered. So
Oh,
I was lucky that I got from a local seller in Ancaster maybe or Hamilton area. 777 and 778. I was just like, no way. Like you got 2 numbered in a row plus like my favorite number. So it's like done. But yeah, that's the set that was like the one and only set for StarCraft when they put it out. And people who were big fans of that would have jumped on that theme like crazy.
one and only set.
One and only set for StarCraft.
I
Yeah.
wonder what happened.
They just put it out and then Blizzard and Mega just didn't do very much.
See, you know what's funny? I think Blizzard might be a hard company to work with.
Yeah, sounds like it always, yeah.
Because there's a surprising lack of merchandise on the market for some of their properties. I mean, the video game, like these guys, the video game, the first one was popular, like everything for a period of time. I liked it. I think it was a unique looking game for a battle royale kind of shooter type thing. But yeah, I guess they got a bad reputation. They're hard, they don't play well, which I guess is why Lego's, had to back off of doing their stuff. But, Lego could play that game.
Were they joined? Like, was Blizzard and Activision together at some point?
One owns the other.
Because right? Activision was poor with everything too, wasn't it?
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. So, yeah, Activision had a piss poor relationship with its employees. They got a lot of bad experience people got online with. And between the two, I can't tell you who owns who. I guess Activision owns Blizzard or did. But
Microsoft own them now? Yeah.
Microsoft bought it out now. Well, the thing is, like, stocks were tanking. Everything was going so bad so fast. Microsoft picked it up for a song. And you know what? And that's a good home for any company. Because Microsoft's got the bankroll to either keep it afloat or give it the proper burial it deserves. And just take whatever good franchises might be there and move on with just those.
I think that was why Mega Bloks lost Mega lost the Call of Duty licensing for it once they got bought out. So they can't. It sounds like it because their Call of Duty's dead. For merchandising. What they have left, their bread and butter's Halo, right? So they'll always. That's Microsoft. So who knows? Maybe it'll come back one day if they put out more stuff. It's just such a lost opportunity with the World War II theme out right now with the latest stuff. They could have put out so much good stuff with that because they had a lot of the old molds still from the WWE stuff. Would have been decent.
I don't think it's going to work.
So you got a good deal on those Overwatch? Buying it?
I'm happy. You know what? Okay, so I'll tell you. I won't tell you exactly what I paid, but I paid $35 in duties, and that was not a lot of money.
That's pretty decent.
Yep.
That was the declared value for that?
No. That's what I had to pay to get DHL to release it to me because you got to do it beforehand.
Yeah.
I paid online. Hey, love the modern age. Pay with PayPal. That was great. Went up to Staples, picked up the crate. That was funny. The lady goes, "Oh, we don't get crates in here. You have to pull around the back." But I've never been around the back. That was a different experience. But not bad. And I could look at any number of sets here, and I've paid more. I paid more for the DeLorean than I, paid for both of these. So that gives you an idea. So anyone paying what you see on eBay, I'm not saying they're suckers or anything. I'm just saying, well,
Well, it's the retail
you know,
price. Let's call it the retail price on eBay. Because if somebody's paying for it,
that's the
retail,
thing. It felt it was so close to what I felt would have been reasonable retail. And it's like, to me, it was just like, buy what I can. It just felt like that I'll, if something happens and they say something down the road, then I'll be that sucker and I'll get caught with it. But
Well,
I've
what
already
would you
been
think?
talking with people today, like
Yeah.
after I opened the crate earlier and looking at the other ones, which are like pristine. And it was like, I pretty much got everything pre-sold. If I want it to be pre-sold, I just got to say yes. And it's like, yeah. And I'll make more than the eBay guys. I just don't know if I want to do that because some of these people I get deals from too. So I got to scratch their backs too. I got to figure out how to make it all work out, But
well, 900 pieces. That would Lego pricing. That would have put it at what, $120 retail.
120 to 150, depending on the license. Yeah.
Yeah.
The Overwatch stuff, though, usually like at least the other stuff weren't like if you went by price, a lot of them were price per piece for about close to the same. At least what I remember. Whether that doesn't necessarily make any difference, like really mean anything, but
well, I gave up on the price per piece about 5-6 years ago when that kind of went out the window.
Yeah.
Where BrickLink is kind of cool is if you look at weight, and actually weight became more of a consideration, piece count less of a consideration when you look at the pricing. And I remember when the UCS Falcon came out, I don't know if Rhino remember this, but I had created a spreadsheet. And because people were shitting all over the UCS Falcon, like, oh, I can't believe anyone would spend this much money on a set.
How many pieces was it?
Whatever, 74, 7,500 for whatever it was, $900 at the time, or
900,
whatever it was, 800, 900, I can't remember.
It was $899.
$899. Okay.
Yeah.
But when you looked at the price per piece on that set, and then you look at the price per piece across Star Wars sets as a whole, and then you make whatever, imaginary connections connecting the dots, you go, oh, okay, this and that. And I can't remember what the number was at the time, if it was 11 cents per piece or whatever it was, right? And people were crapping on. I go, that's actually not that what it was when I had figured that out. It wasn't that bad. And they go, oh, well, it's not good compared to the rest of the line. It's like, no, actually, it was pretty good across the Star Wars line. And then I took it further. There was 451 sets released in that 12-month period. I just lifted all the information off of lego.com, .ca, whatever, and put it on a spreadsheet, start bringing it down. And what was funny was Star Wars and the other 2 or 3 third-party licenses, right? The big ones. And you look at the pricing per piece and all that, and the price of the sets and everything. And then you take a look at Lego City, Lego Ninjago, Lego whatever, elves and whatever. When you look at their first party, the stuff they own, the IP for, not only was Star Wars not as bad as everyone says, oh, it's the Star Wars tax. Really wasn't as bad as some people would say. Because clearly they weren't that educated to actually look at it, apples to apples, right? But when I was done, other than a handful of sets, Lego's first party stuff that they owned all the intellectual property for, that they're not paying licensing fees for, was more expensive per piece across the board, and kicked Star Wars ass, kicked the other 2 or 3 major sub themes they had, the movie tie-ins, kicked all their asses. City, Ninjago. Ninjago was the biggest offender. It was really shocking for a lot of their sets at the time.
Well, don't they have the more specialized pieces than Ninjago?
Some of them.
Right.
But see, people say that, specialized pieces. It's special in the very first box that comes out in, right?
And it's just a repeat after that. Yeah.
Well, if they got to make X number of pieces regardless. If they're only going to come out with 100,000 of a particular set, but they got to come up with a new piece to make that set work, they're not making 100,000. They're going to make $1 million or whatever it is they're going to run off, and the rest of them are going to go into bins in their warehouse. If you watch their videos on the big totes, the robots putting them on the shelves, and then they get pulled back out by the robots when they're needed for other sets. It's an amazing system they got. It's specialized for the first set, the very first time. Hopefully, they find an excuse to use it again. But we see year after year, there's, the Star Wars Land Speeder set, UCS. They came up with a new windscreen for that land speeder. Nice, big, smooth, half circle. And it's like, okay, that's a nice, unique piece. I'm not sure if people are going to be able to make good use of it. Yeah, I can't imagine what you could use that piece for other than a land speeder. That might be a truly unique piece going forward. Who knows? But a piece is only unique until they use it again. And they have to manufacture it in a certain quantity for them to even bother making a mold. Because if a mold costs them, anywhere from $15,000 to $80,000, depending on the complexity of the mold, they got to pump out a certain number of pieces just to bother. And so it's going to be real interesting to see, going forward what certain things cost. But yeah, everyone's got this is too expensive. They can't do this.
They can do whatever they want.
They can mitigate any cost they want, and
Anything.
they can eat any cost they want if they see value in it. Like either this is going to build a brand, or this is, if we do this on this one set, we make it back on the others.
Yeah. I can only imagine the actual price point for a brick in their molds, in their factories, pumping out.
See, this is why I like to go. Well, see the cost of the molds. That's where. I mean, it's astounding and of course they got the vaults and they got the plates and they store them away and they make X number of plates. And then, someday if they ever run out of the plates for a piece, that could be trouble. But, they got everything catted up. They'll just get new ones made. It's not that hard,
I bet you in-house designing for them is easy.
And it's anything they don't have the mold for, that can be a tricky thing, especially if they didn't design it. For example, a monorail or whatever. Right? If they didn't make some of the stuff, they don't have the molds for it. So they're going to have to, start from scratch for some of this stuff.
Do they farm out some production of their bricks?
Well, back in the day, you had Samsonite.
The old stuff. Yeah.
Samsonite, in the late 70s, maybe early 80s, had picked up the license, done a bunch of stuff, and they had one or two unique things too. Lego space plates. I'm not sure if any of them were actually made in Europe. I don't know.
That molded one with the little rise to it, the moon look.
Yeah. Which everyone would love to see it come back. Like, what's the big deal, Lego? Bring it back. You made plenty of molded plates over the years. Mm-hmm. We all want this plate.
So they got you. They got you on the I want more and I want this, and keeps the interest alive, right? It's their marketing.
Yeah. But just imagine how many they'd sell. If they took that base plate today and pumped one out.
How come third party hasn't done it yet? Or have they? Copy it.
So that's a funny thing.
That'd be an easy thing.
It wouldn't be hard. It's not as easy as running off the flat ones, because the flat ones, gigantic sheets, wheels of it, and then cut. Because they're not molded in 1 foot squares. They're not.
Yeah.
Big sheets. Because actually, that's how Lego used to get it too, right? It's another reason. If you take two of them, this is a bad example, of course. But if you take two plates and you put them side by side, there's usually a slight gap between them. And it's kind of funny that these days, the third-party stuff is actually some of it's made to a better standard. Actually, this one's not bad, but actually this one I also cut. Let's see. Where's my cut edge? Did I cut both edges? But if you take two Lego plates and you put them side by side, usually when you hold them up to the light, you'll see through it. Look at this. And you see, there's a third party. You can't see through that. But if you take two gray space plates, there's a slight gap. Very slight gap. Actually, if I hold it here, I'm not saying these are perfect either. I can see through it, but you guys can't. But that's actually not as bad as the Lego one. By the way, it's a Gundam bottom, like custom, because I got it. The Gundam comes on a 50 by 50. And what's Lego? 30 by 30. That thing was huge. That's why I had to come up with the custom when I did this to fit in the DTOF, because you can't put 50 by 50 in a DTOF.
Did the feet stick to the plate? Did it have the
no,
or just stood on it?
No, it just stood on it. It stood well, but yeah, it didn't have rubber feet. It didn't stud in, didn't do any of that. And I thought, why wouldn't you put rubber wheels or the rubber bits or any number of solutions they could have put? Mm-hmm. Nope, they didn't do any of that. So that pedestal that was up right up his butt, I mean, that supported about half the weight of the unit. The legs were good. You put them down and like they were great as long as it didn't slide. If it slid,
it's done.
Then it would. If it slid, then it wanted to lean forward.
Yeah.
So two things I did was I moved the rear support forward a few studs just to make it stand a little taller because it wanted to stand forward a bit. And then I glued 4 pieces of Lego, not even the bits that came with it. I just pulled theirs out and I used extra Lego I had and I glued the 4 bits to make a better connection because I found, okay, their idea wasn't bad. And if they had made it with Lego, it might have worked better. But I figured the 4 parts they were using were going to be prone to want to come apart because you don't have too much of a stud connection period. And you didn't even when I was done. But I glued my 4 pieces together, put it on their parts, and then nothing ever moved. And it clearly worked great for years because I never had an issue with it. And I was able to transport it across the room because, like I said, that thing was heavy, man. That thing was...
That's 2 years, didn't it? Probably.
Yeah.
2 or 3 years. I mean, if YouTube says 2 years, but it had to be more than that. Had to be more than that because I built that many, many years ago.
Well, 2 years, 2020. Yeah, it was before COVID.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Because that it was the well, remember that was back during my green screen days too.
Yeah,
that was me with the floating head on the screen.
That was before you got Voltron.
Yes. Oh yeah.
Yeah. I would say 2018 or 2019. I would say.
Yeah. But I mean, I don't know if I'll rebuild them. I've got people offering me money for them. I think you can still get them off of Alley and Taobao, but maybe you can't anymore. I don't know. I would think that you can. But, I don't actually think I have any more Chinese sets coming right now. I think Iron Man is it. And I'm probably going to cool off for a while because I've got such a backlog of Chinese stuff. Like, it's just outrageous right now. I mean, when I put the 3 in I photographed the other day, it's kind of bad right now. And I was never like this because, Ryan, I'll tell you in the past, I build them within a week usually, them showing up. It's like,
we haven't been building much lately.
Well, that's, 2 or 3 weeks of constantly tearing crap down.
Yeah.
And then even when I did, it's like hit or miss. But now I got room. But I got that car. I got the Mega Bloks Jeep Chinese knockoff, whatever it is. This Mustang, which I'm still trying to find out if this is a copy of a Speed Champs or not. I have no idea. Balodi Iron Man. That's going to be one of the first I build. I have been done because it's, you know, it's horrible though. It's the smaller blocks.
No, like nano blocks or whatever.
Yeah, something. I mean, the whole thing still stands 24 centimeters tall, so it's not like it's going to be small. But at 2,400,
why is the box so big though?
I'm sorry.
For 24 centimeters, the box is massive, isn't it? 24 centimeters? That's not
24. Well,
what is it?
That's 30 centimeters, right?
Yeah, there we go. That makes sense. Yeah,
so
24 centimeters is that big? Yeah.
Because I'm pretty sure this is 30 centimeters. No, it can't be right. Watch this. Tara? Yeah? I need your ruler.
24 right centimeters, 240 millimeters.
Like it should be the size of your hand.
Almost. So 25 millimeters is an inch.
Like the size of your hand, maybe. No, 12. Yeah.
All right.
So that's 8,
Okay, so there's
10 inches
so
tall,
30 centimeters,
right?
and this has got an extra centimeter if you add on the extra on there.
So it's the size of
So
the box.
so yeah, the box
Yeah.
is about
10 inches.
look at that. So the box is 22 centimeters tall. So
So
it'll
it's just a
stand
little bit.
roughly that big.
So it must have a lot of blocks in there for it.
Well, that's the thing.
Seems so chunky,
2,400
right?
pieces, dude.
Oh, so this is really tiny pieces.
This
then.
is, yeah, it's tiny blocks.
So you had mentioned before the nano style. Yeah.
That should be over there.
Ah,
The most important Lego I got.
but Rick, you thought you had your finger pains now. Wait till you put that together. With
Yeah, it was something.
Preserve-
It's not bad now. The blood spot's gone, but when we got the Popeyes, I'm sitting there waiting. My daughter's gone to get the food. I thought we would eat in. I'm sitting there and I'm typing. And it's like, God damn, man! It's like you know what it is? It's the sharp corners from the Lego and just. But that I only did the one set today. 3,500 pieces, 4 hours, right?
Yeah, but you were at it. You were at it the other day, like nonstop.
Oh, dude. Well, yeah, I did 8 or 10 hour streams. General Grievous, and I think this one was with online instructions. What else have I got going on here? Doom, which you'll have to take a look at the pictures. I still got to do Doom, which I think is going to be the same height as the Iron Man.
What is it?
Guy.
Dune?
Doom from the old video game.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's the character.
Oh.
Nintendo Switch, which I thought would be funny because I've got the NES set somewhere. Oh, IG-88 for the Star Wars fans. So I got 2 Star Wars themed stuff. IG-88 or IG-11, the Bounty Hunter. And
I think you need to start to build a couple sets here and there. Rick.
Well, no. Well, literally, all the Chinese ones getting built first because I can't have this crap sitting around. It doesn't store well. It's pain. I mean, the bags are okay, I guess, but and it sucks because like those yellow ones. Well, they got their online instructions. That's what sucks. Where's the Smurf sets? I gotta find them. I got Smurf sets. Actually, and I've still got 2 puzzles I gotta do too. Use liquid Band-Aid. I tell you, Lawrence, I was thinking of that. I literally was thinking of that. Either that or Crazy Glue. Because fortunately, Crazy Glue doesn't have lead in it like when it was first made. A lot of pro wrestlers use Crazy Glue to. Because actually, Crazy Glue, that's how it got its start, right? It was meant to be a liquid bandage. Well, not meant to, it was.
They used it in World War II, didn't they?
Yep. But there was high lead content in it. Lead is apparently really good if you want to make something sticky. I don't know why. It seems like there's a lot of stuff. Like there's plenty of lead in a bunch of tape that we use. You wouldn't think it, right? Super adhesives. Yeah, still to this day, apparently. So we haven't got rid of lead out of everywhere.
Too bad the only drawback to anything with lead in is that you screw your future generations while you're at it, right?
Lead, mercury. Oh, we got lots of great stuff out there.
Yeah. That's going to be a cool set.
Yeah, I hope so. I don't get the little
match.
wings on the back, but whatever. That'd probably be the first part I yank off them. But I love the idea of the brick-built figures. Oh, and look who shows up. Let me see. Where's my mouse? Shazam.
Hey. How's it going?
Done in dishes?
Yeah, I'm done with my dishes.
I hope you were listening at least.
I was doing most of it for what I can. I saw you present the rarest Lego that you picked up, and I heard you talk about the story.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, that looks like more than 900 parts.
It doesn't feel like it. about there. And that's pretty typical, right? Double size box needed. Honestly,
Yeah.
Feels like the weight's up to there.
So I don't know if you guys talked about, but I mean, do you know what the retail price would have been on that if it was?
No, but we're
We were
extrapolating. We think
Yeah.
100 to 120 today.
Well, I mean, okay, so what if it was released as a standard set? I mean, it looks like about a $50 box size.
No, we're going by the
Dude,
usual price point,
no.
right?
I don't think so. I think that would literally be retail $100 right now.
Because it has 900 pieces. So you're thinking about the 10 cents piece rule?
No, just,
Well, here's an example. Here's an example of the Overwatch, the Gibraltar set, the watch point.
yeah.
That one is, what's the price point? 730 pieces,
Mhm.
and it's selling for $70 on eBay. Retired.
Well, here's the thing, though.
Right?
Overwatch, it didn't sell well. They're nice sets, not bad. Nice sets.
I kicked myself for not picking them up on clearance.
Yeah.
I look back.
Almost everyone I know who has bought an Overwatch set, Ryan, me, everyone, we bought them discounted. Is that like where there's a bunch of Star Wars stuff where, especially the high end ones, where I bought a lot of them right away? No one. I went, I got to get that Overwatch day one and paid full price. So I waited and picked it up on clearance. The push just wasn't there. Maybe Lego thought, the name would sell it. I don't know. I mean, I knew the game. I liked the game. Should just start building Iron Man now. They numbered the bags. Did they? Half the Chinese companies do. Oh, they did. Okay, numbered bags. Awesome.
I think you got your project for tonight, Rick.
I got to go to work tomorrow.
You're like, I want
you know
to
what?
do that in an
Here's
hour.
the thing. So I sat there, and it's like my company is offering what we call VTO, volunteer time off, and like I took plenty of it off already. Well, Brad was saying, this sucks. He wanted to shoot the shit. Brad, you could have come on. You could have been just the talking circle.
Right.
With the phone, right? You're sitting there, I wish I could have come on. Dude, you could have been a talking circle. Here, let's throw Brad some love. Hang on a second here. Everyone, come meet Brad, Dan, myself, Saturday, October 8th. Go to btlgbricks.ca for the details on location and time. Weather should be good. Forecasts right now seem to be good for next weekend. And a whole bunch of us are gathering, and Brad's going to have lots of Lego and maybe even some other things going on. But you'll have to check out the details on his site, okay, everyone? Again, btlgbricks.ca. There, how's that for a plug? I do okay?
Beautiful.
I just realized I've been wearing this hat the whole stream, too.
Nice.
Well, I've got like 12 hats hanging up, and literally I went and got all those stupid 3M hangers, and I put it all down the one side of the unit. So I just literally grab a cap, and I grab one of my new shirts, and I said, okay, got to stream now.
You got to use one of your, what was that new hat you had? The Lego one? What was that?
Funny story about the Lego one. So I finished it. I built it. I'm stupid.
Uh-oh.
So there's the hat. Looks nice. It's that definite micro mini block garbage crap, right?
Right.
Wait. Before you go on, is it wearable?
So about it being wearable.
It's a little tight.
It's not just a little tight. So
no way.
I put it on the far end, right? And I don't have any hats with this.
Is this
plastic
a kid's
crap.
hat?
It's a children's hat. The dumb that I am, I didn't look that closely. And then at the time, I went back after I realized this shit didn't fit. After I spent an hour putting all these things on with tweezers, look, the tweezers are still here. I had to use tweezers to put all these on. They're so damn hard. It's, you got the regular Lego style studs on top. You put your minifigs on just fine. I put it on my head and went, son of a bitch.
Just looking at the rim of the
and then I
hat,
fired
the
up.
front
And
of
this
the
one
hat.
wasn't Allie. I wasn't sure this one was Allie. And I
Yeah.
took a look at it. It's like, I can't read. I'm so stupid. But
That'd be a good giveaway. Make it a giveaway. Get
you
yourself
know,
a regular size one.
I hang it up in the corner, but then I realized no one's ever going to see it because I never pan the camera up that high because of the lights. But I am going to try moving the lights around and see how lucky I am. See
Right.
if that works in my favor. But yeah, that totally did not work out for me.
That's so odd.
Oh, it's not the first time. Oh, and I have to fight Allie because a minifigure, Elvira, an Elvira minifigure I ordered. I was looking like, what do I have left after this guy? Because I thought that's what this package was, that I got Iron Man. Okay, what's left? Oh, you son of a... Everything
Did you
there?
lose any?
Nope.
They're
Actually,
so
that's the thing.
they're
They
so
go on
tight.
so tight.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, and it Velcros on and off. So you build the whole thing on the table,
Oh, then you stick it on.
and then you stick it on.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, and they give you some extra parts, but not enough to do anything useful with. But it's very heavy, by the way. That's one reason it just fell down. Yeah,
So
so I got Elvira figure coming. I thought, oh, this is a cool looking figure, naughty little figure, right? Because Elvira's kind of naughty looking. And they say I've already got it, and I take a look like, how? And packaged with this, like, no, dispute. So I'm just waiting for them, and they'll find in my favor because I've never not found in my favors. So, and it's only like $2 or $2.50 for that figure, but still, it's the point of it, right? Oh, these evil guys! You know those stickers that are in here? The stickers go over multiple elements.
Oh, so you have to build it, then stick the sticker on?
Yeah, you build the wing and then you cover the whole wing with those stickers. Like, really? I
So
might
the
be
tear
tempted.
down,
The tear down is either me deciding leave them together
or you cut them, right?
take the razor.
Yeah.
Those ones the other night, did you take a razor and cut it?
I've taken a razor to probably
Didn't you have some a couple nights
50% of my
ago?
stickers lately. Like today. Today I did it to one of them on the Gundam. I did it to the Rick and Morty. I cut most of them.
So here's a question about that teardown and then rebuilding it later. How are you going to figure out the order if the stickers have been cut on the piece?
Well, I separated. So anything I've cut, I bag those separately and I put them in there. So when I dump them out, it's like, oh, look, these are in a Ziploc. So I now have a mental note. There's something else. They're special.
So you'll be able to piece that back together. With
Yeah. Well,
like a jigsaw. Yeah.
Not a big deal. And it's not like any of them are complicated, but.
Well, another question: does that lower the value of the set with the stickers being?
Not to me.
Well, not to you, but if
I don't sell my built sets. I joke about selling Gundam.
Once you pull a sticker off of the sheet, it's toast.
Yeah,
that's done. Yeah. The value of that is gone, right?
So
people,
if I was really concerned, I would leave the sheets alone. I know a lot of builders who do that. They don't use the stickers because sometimes they think they're going to resell it, maybe whatever. That's their business. But I'm a builder. I want to build it.
I hate stickers. I leave the stickers on the sheets most of the time.
Yeah. It's not worth it sometimes.
Well, then if the sticker goes over multiple parts, I will take those off and then put them on a plate, or a brick or something to keep them together.
Yeah.
That's you're lucky if the sticker's good. The acrylic style, right?
Oh my God. There was one, a V-Wing Star Wars years ago. I can't remember what the age of the set was, 2012, 2014, really old set, maybe even 2010. I had it for a year or two, and then I opened it and built it, and the stickers had curled off the sheet.
Oh, yeah.
Mangled in there, and I tried to fix a couple of them. In the end, I had to order another sheet from BrickLink. I don't know. $6 or $7, and that was before the shipping. I'll tell you the truth. I think the stickers cost me more than the set. It was ridiculous. Yeah, and Lego announced the UCS plaques going forward will be printed.
Printed.
So that's good news.
Way better.
Because, doing small stickers is one thing, but if you cockeyed up a plaque sticker, you just feel like shit. And it looks like crap. I mean, I know a lot of people don't even care about the plaques, but sometimes the plaque is part of the setup look of things, One of those Batmobiles, I think, had it on the bottom in such a way that it would look ugly without it. I don't know. It's like we're supposed to applaud Lego for doing something they should have done all along. Oh, yeah, that one. That's nice, though. That was one of my first UCS sets, too. Like, that was...
And it's huge. Like,
yeah, it's a very satisfying build. And the nice thing is you can take it off the stand and it still looks great.
Oh, well, you take it, like, you could play with it. Like, it's built so freaking solid.
Oh, yeah. No, it's a weapon.
Like, I don't think anything would fall off it if I shook it around. Well, I know for a fact.
Wow, look at that.
Yeah. No, it's nice.
So what scale would that be compared to the minifigs? Is that like...
Oh, it's not minifig scale.
No, it's
not, is it?
No.
I mean, you could jam one in there, no biggie. But
yeah, it fits. The minifig will fit in there.
It's larger than
minifig
scale.
But I'm saying it's a bigger scale than the minifig scale, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Your figures are too small for that. But not by a lot. Like, it's not horrible.
Well, can you put the original, like 3 7/8?
No, you can't. No, like the Star Wars figures. No, wouldn't that be nice?
I remember
kind of like what I did with the Batwing. See,
It
with the Batwing, I put the 4-inch Batman in there, and I still.
Well, Rick, that scale right there would be like the Mega Bloks minifig scale, the 2-inch figure, right? It looks like it would be pretty decent, but I just don't know the interior of that.
Yeah. Well, no, because you're building a chair in there and everything. Like, it's really nice.
Well, I think you had your Halo guys out earlier. Your little
yeah,
more like the picnic figure size.
You bend that down, would it fit in that chair?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
I just don't know if it would look good. Like, I think it might still look small. You'd have to look at one of those Star Wars encyclopedia sites to see what a real scale TIE fighter is in relation to its pilot.
Yeah, that's my question. Why build a chair if you don't have a figure that will fit?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
The minifig isn't going to be the one that's going to be driving it, right?
And here's the other thing that sucks. We buy all these Star Wars ships, right? None of them are scaled to each other. Not a single one. If Ryan buys the X-Wing, like I got the 2 different UCS X-Wings, you don't have any of them, do you, Ryan?
No.
If you were to buy it, like, they look good. The red 5s look good. But at 24 inches wide by 24 long, they're nice, but it doesn't scale to the TIE fighter. As far as I know, it doesn't. So that's the thing. When you start investing in the UCS, you're investing in one-offs and how good it looks by itself, because they never marries up with anything else they produce.
Do you have any other ones there other than that, the TIE fighter?
Do you have any others built?
Yeah. Do you have anything else sitting there?
Well, he's got the Boba Fett ship there somewhere.
I saw the one right behind him, on the box there.
Whereabouts?
Well, you got your box for the Slave 1 behind you.
Well, that's a playset version. Like, that's a small one. He's got the UCS one.
So what do you have built? Oh, look at that.
There's B-Wing right there.
B-Wing.
And, right
there in the
can't
corner.
point. Sandcrawler there. There's a few, mostly recent stuff.
That Sandcrawler set, that's the one that's open, you can play, like, it's got diorama style play to it, right?
Yeah. The B-Wing, I actually BrickLinked it. I had to there's 4 pieces that aren't original. I had to color swap, and a reproduction plaque sticker. Other than that, it's all original parts. Well, like,
was that a set that you got, like, used and it was missing pieces?
Nope. I BrickLinked it right from...
You just made it from scratch kind of thing? Wow.
Yeah.
How does that turn out price point wise
It was cheaper. It was cheaper than buying a used one. And in the end, maybe not as good as... I did it slowly over time, probably over about a year and a half, but... Yeah,
it's all
actually, I saw one, what was it called? The Brick Bin or whatever in Calgary. they had one on the shelf. That's how it started. And I talked to Jacob, and he went there, and I got him to find out what the price was. And then all of a sudden I heard Brixie was going there.
No.
And the bastard, he bought one set while he was there. He bought that frickin' B-Wing.
The B-Wing that you wanted. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, sniped. Oh,
Yeah.
too bad.
And I haven't liked him since. Pissed me off.
I think there's a lineup around the corner with this scenario.
Yeah.
Jeez.
But, yeah.
The first
I'll
time.
piss on it. I'll BrickLink it.
Yeah.
I got Death Star 2. I BrickLinked that as well. I had to do a few more color swaps. Oh, I'll dig out. I got one cool thing.
The first set that I BrickLinked was a Vader tie, but it was a playset version. I can't remember what year it was.
So that's the all black one?
Probably. And I strategically planned all my purchases. I got all the parts in from, I think it was 3 sellers, started building it. And I couldn't figure out why I was short parts. I had opened up multiple browser pages. I made the mistake of not committing one of those pages to an order. Yeah, so any savings, I thought, mall.
Oh, flexing.
Wow.
That was the first. That was BrickLinked.
Yeah.
Wow. So this is a made up set?
Yeah.
No, it's a real. No, it's a real set.
Yeah, it's an actual set.
Yeah.
From
you made it from
like
scratch.
2004 or something?
Yeah, he got it from. Yeah, he ordered the parts and put it together.
Yeah.
That's crazy looking.
That's like one of those sets. Nobody bought it. It like had a short run, really filled retail wise, and then now it's a classic like collector.
Yeah. Well, that goes in for Nate for the movies. Everybody hated the trilogy, and then all of a sudden now everybody's like, "Oh, it was the best."
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I know the revisionist history.
Yeah.
And even the guy who plays Anakin, like
that was the one.
He was saying like now, like, oh, everyone loves me, and they're all singing my praises. And for a lot of years they shit all over him, and it was hard for him to work. And Star Wars fans didn't show me love. Yeah.
What's that, Nate?
After Kenobi came out.
That's right. Yeah.
The guy that played Anakin because he came back as Darth Vader.
It's funny too is that the young kids, this new Star Wars fans, are the ones who brought him back into the limelight. Because it was the older fans that screwed that all up.
Us older guys, we're the ones who shit on him.
I'm not in that boat. I didn't hate him.
Well, it's like, even the kid who played young Anakin, right?
Yeah, he got shit on too. Yeah.
Well, not only did he get shit on, you see what happened to his life. Like he all tatted up in a bad way in jail time.
But that's a lot of movie actors, young kids.
Yeah, child actors have a bad run. But it's even worse if you're a Star Wars child actor.
Oh, yeah, brutal.
But yeah, it's funny that people forget how bad we crapped all over the guy who played Jar Jar.
Yes.
And don't get me wrong. I mean, I still don't have any love for Jar Jar. I don't have much hate for him. I don't have any love for him, though. Oh, here we go. Probably the best set he's got. I don't care what anyone says. I think this is the best thing Ryan's got.
Oh, yeah, Stormtrooper.
And that was a mock I found off the internet.
Is it? Don't tell me that's wearable. Is it empty? If you wanted it to be.
If he takes the parts out of the bottom.
If I took the parts out of the bottom, it'd fall apart, though.
You'd probably keel over just from the weight.
Oh, I was ready to chuck this against. Oh, fuck.
That's the problem with mocks. See, and Ryan will tell you, it doesn't have to be a Chinese mock.
Easier to get it out, or what?
I won't be fixing that.
It's going to be some surgery later.
He's like, damn it.
Shit.
Would it just fall through, or what?
Like I said, it's...
A lot of the parts are only 1 or 2 stud connections on these things.
Oh, damn.
He's going to literally have to go in through
the bottom,
have to rip
which
the
is
whole not easy
because
he custom the bottom to make it work.
Can you fill it through, or is it from the inside out? Grab some white bricks and fill it?
I had to add parts all the way up to give it strength, because I was building you built around the bottom, kind of like top view, and there were some that you were 2 or 3 levels up, and like the outsides, there was nothing there. Like you were having to like
magic
how
parts.
do you explain it?
Yeah.
Like
Oh man.
yeah. Oh crap.
That's okay. When you're bored, you'll fix it one day. It's
Yeah.
inside, so it's not like it's going to go missing.
Considering he was about to throw it to the wall, now he's got a reason to get rid of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know what though? That's a lot of nice white bricks for a diorama, for a Hoth planet maybe.
Yeah, if you ever want an excuse to build like a Hoth background or some walls, ice walls or something, you know.
Yeah.
It's a good source.
Well, that might be a weekend project trying to fix that.
Oh jeez.
Oh, I don't think it'll be that bad for you.
No,
it
it'll
looks
just
like
be a
you can-
matter of.
How are you gonna fish it out of there?
Well,
I
he's
don't
got to
think
take
I
the
will.
bottom off. He's going to have to take the bottom off. It's the easiest way to go at it. You can't start at the top. You have to you take the whole
I don't
thing.
think I
Deconstruct it from
could-
the bottom.
From the
Turn it upside
bottom.
down?
You're only
Oh
see,
yeah. You're gonna have
He's
to take it
packed it
apart.
pretty. Wow. Yeah, that's a bigger project than I thought.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
So was it hollow where you popped it? It's hollow inside?
Yeah.
Or empty
Like
space?
I had to plate that all off to connect
Wow.
the back to the front.
Well, you're not in bad shape. You could easily pop off a whole row. No?
Yeah.
Right up to that
I
spot?
don't think
You
it'll
can
be
separate
too
it
bad.
out.
He's gonna have to be a contortionist, I think, and maybe
You're
like,
gonna
get the kids
you're gonna
get the
have to flip
kids with
that
the
upside down
smaller
on a bed.
arms to help
Yeah.
you out.
I think I'll just probably fill it in the best I can.
Just a couple of white bricks in front.
Drop some like 1x2s or something in and work my way up.
You've just become a dentist.
Yeah.
Fill it up.
Yeah.
I was gonna say,
Well, the worst part is that piece. Like I don't know.
What's that, Nate? What were you gonna say?
ramen noodles and white paint.
Yeah.
Ramen noodles, white paint. Oh, I just watched a guy do some car bondo with that crap. He ended up doing like a $50,000 bumper for somebody's car, and I thought, there's no way they did it to the real car, and apparently they did.
What they
What the
use it as
hell?
filler?
Yeah, you just need a cheap material, right? And
Ryan, you just turned your
dried
stormtrooper
noodles,
into a
you know.
You
What's
just turned
that?
into a hillbilly, missing a tooth.
Yeah. Yeah, no kidding.
Hey, Rick, you were talking about the Slave One Lego set.
Yeah.
Is it the one that has the actual name Slave One on it? Did that
Oh,
ever
I
get-
was saying like, so that
the
one
new
he's
one's
got
now
up there.
Boba's
That
ship,
new one
right?
he's got up there says spaceship.
Oh, it just says spaceship. Oh.
Yeah, it says Boba Fett.
But didn't it say
spaceship.
Boba's Slave One or something at one point? An original?
Yeah, the originals did.
Yeah,
The original,
yeah.
yeah.
The UCS says Slave One, and the previous ones, the 3 or 4 before that, said Slave One. You know, Jango Fett Slave One, Boba's Slave One, whatever. But the UCS one, I think, is probably the last one that says Slave One, and then that new one that he's got up behind him, and I got one somewhere. Yeah, it says
the play
spaceship.
set.
Now imagine that set. Boba Fett's always hot and popular anyway. If you can get a box that was released with Slave One on it. You know, but that's the Disney and / Lego thing. I don't even think it was Lego so much as
Oh yeah, it's the politically correct Disney thing. Yeah,
I think it's the Disney.
yeah,
thing.
yeah. Can't
Because
use the word
Lego's done it a
slave.
number of times. Hey, Lego's given us a couple of Slave Leias, right? There's another figure. You're never going to see it again now, probably.
Slave Leia. Yeah,
Slave Leia.
which is funny because it's around the world. It's literally still exists. Like what was it? Libya. They're still doing slave over there, slavery, because they got rid of Gaddafi, and it's in the news. It's around the world, and
Slavery
but
still exists, yeah.
still, in all because of the intervention in it. But it's terrible how it's so PC. It's so you can't offend anybody. Oh,
Yeah. Oh, hey, it's like, you know, if you get educated on the slave stuff, not that anyone ever likes to talk about it or anything, but you know, one of the first American slave owners, or the first, probably I should say one of the first, was a black tobacco farmer. You know, it's like
it existed in. Well, here's it's an interesting story I just heard the other day. Africa had slaves, right?
Yeah.
Their culture.
well, the
had slaves.
kings were the ones rounding them up.
And they sold them. Oh, hold this. When they found out what the Americans were doing to the slaves in America, newly minted, they wanted them back because they were being mistreated as they were as the story goes.
If that's true, okay.
And I'm just like,
It
what?
sounds nice.
I'm like,
but it's like,
interesting.
dude, you guys were the ones selling them. You were rounding up your own people, selling and trading for whatever goods and services the English, the French, and the Spanish were offering.
Well, a lot of it was a little bit forced too, because
not as much as you think, because there was not enough. Like with the British, there was not enough ships in the British fleet to push back against any African nation if they offered any resistance. It was a business deal. It was a business transaction.
A lot of trades probably too. Yeah.
It made financial sense. And the kings like to stay kings. They like to be rich.
Oh, yeah.
What was the number one thing you had in Africa? People. Before they realized they had blood diamonds and other things, right? People. Number one commodity.
In my history lessons for the 1600s, it wasn't as much as like they were actually trying to go to India for the spices.
Sure.
Right? That was the big thing there. It's just when Columbus decided to hit up Central America, that's when he discovered that they had a lot of the gold, and then it blew up, right? That became
the luckiest, unluckiest guy in history, depending on your point of view. But yeah, I know a lot of people don't like to talk about that stuff. It's like, it's like,
but if you forget
history, point a lot of fingers, but if you ignore history,
you ignore it, and you see what happens. Yeah,
and you're cherry picking your facts. Like, hey, look at some of your facts first. Don't get me wrong.
I gotta throw this
out
there
just because people have a lot of blame. Okay,
you know what? These conspiracy theorists are so bad out there. Social media it's rampant. The newest one is the mud flood stuff, and it is the most like it's all about how there must have been a cataclysmic event that covered the majority of the earth in under like so much mud. So it's saying that we've forgotten our history, that our history is not written properly, that it's made up in some sort of way, because all these buildings, they're just figuring out how the hell were these built so well and so beyond the norm. Like you can't reproduce this stuff today.
One of these Aztec buildings, right?
Stuff like that, right? Even other stuff, but even more recent history.
Slab, 6 feet tall.
Well, that's
8
ancient
feet
stuff.
Wide.
Yeah,
how can you move such a big thing? Oh, and we're gonna roll it on stones and do this.
No,
not uphill. You're not.
Well, it's like Easter Island. Island guy.
I love it. So one guy was trying to debunk it. Oh yeah, you can roll it. You can do this. Oh, you can have 1,000 people pull it. Really?
No.
Really? No. When another guy took a look at this. Okay, let's imagine that we could somehow get 1,000 people to do anything together. Okay, and a line of people long enough to do this. The rope supports and strapping to do such a thing
wouldn't handle it. Yeah,
wouldn't handle it. It would be too heavy. Forget the slab.
What's even more funny is that they've now discovered that the slaves that built the stuff back then in Egypt were paid. They're handsomely paid for their stuff. They weren't actual Testament. Was it the 10 Commandments slaves and stuff like that? So our history is just a fickle thing. It's always written by the winner, right?
Oh
so
yeah.
You never know. You never know what really happened back then. Yeah. But ultimately, the mud flood thing is they're trying to figure out how all these intricately designed buildings and masonry work and everything was done. And it brings up the lost nation of Tartaria, which is pretty much modern day Russia.
Okay.
And the funny thing is that they come up with one point and it just sticks in my mind. And I'm like, really? Like logistically, that makes sense. The Great Wall of China is opposite to what we've been taught. If you look at the top where somebody would be with their crossbows and arrows and stuff, it is actually pointed at China instead of the other way around to like the desert of Mongolia. So whoever built it to keep the Chinese out of their land, not the other way around. So you're like, what? So they're actually facing the wrong way. So this is just shit that goes around. But if you really think about it, common sense wise, is like, you don't build a fort with the outer facing wall to your interior. So just check it out. It's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
This is really weird because you know how a castle has the, openings for your soldiers to be able to shoot out, right? And apparently there's a main gate that's on going into the wall, it's on the opposite side of the Great Wall on the Chinese side. You have to go around to Mongolia side to get into the wall. So it just kind of makes you wonder because we don't know squat. And all these ancient things are lost. All the texts are lost. It's just like the Great Library of Alexandria. We don't know what the hell happened to Atlantis.
I just love that we have so many structures around the planet where the math alone is beyond even some of our modern, math comprehension. It's like, how were they calculating to such a precise scale?
You got it.
We can hardly do it now.
But you got to sit here and we're not the first modern technological people. We just have different ways of going about it. Like technology came out of wartime, right? If you really think about it,
Snake.
Right? That's the Phil build there. Nate, how far are you along on that?
Oh, he's
still the same. Yeah, he's like, he hasn't moved.
Yeah. No,
what do you guys something to show us? What do you got?
No. I was listening to you guys' conversation. I was just showing you I was back in the stream.
Yeah.
But no, that stuff you're just talking about, the Great Wall, that's interesting.
It is just kind of weird
that
stuff.
I wasn't aware of at all.
Well, the other thing is the Egyptian pyramids were not built in our time frame of what it actually was. It was built 2,000 and change years before Cleopatra. So they're saying that she's closer to our time than she was to the people who actually built the pyramids, which is crazy to think. So when they set up shop, when it be the height of the Egyptian people, that stuff was already kicking around.
Right.
And there's a cool thing too, is that they always do the Great Sphinx, like the lion head, in front of any entrance to any places. There's supposed to be 2 of them. So they have yet to excavate the other side of that Sphinx to see if there's possibly another base to one of those Sphinxes. So it's just fun stuff. I love history. It's interesting to see. But again, there's no way we're because of all those technological advancements with the pyramids and all those buildings, they had to have stuff. Just something happened, killed off the smart population. We had to start over because it just doesn't make sense. Even evolutionary wise, we didn't just pop out of nowhere 2,000 years ago or 5,000 years ago. The human body's been working evolution for a while.
See, all this stuff speaks to me, but then, I just been sitting through 10 seasons of X-Files.
Oh, that's even crazier. You rewatched the whole thing? You guys watched the whole series again?
So this is at least my second time seeing seasons 1 through 9 all the way through and the movies. And this is my first time sitting through season 10, watching old Scully and old Mulder, which is different. Even my daughter watching, like, what's that? I go, that's them 14 years later, back at the Bureau. And she goes, they look so old. I go, that's what happens. We get older.
You slow down and you
slow down, Actually, Mulder's probably in better shape. He's a little heavier, but, in the one shirtless scene he's in, like, he's actually got some abs this time.
He did well. He did well in a lot of shows. That show Californication. I don't forget what other stuff he did, but he always kept going.
He stayed busy, but when he walked away from X-Files to do the movies, that didn't do well for him.
Yeah.
And the show suffered because of it. They wrote around it between him taking his time off and then Gillian Anderson getting pregnant. That's how we got 7, 8, 9 the way it was. And it was like, okay, they danced around it pretty cool, and the actors they brought in, they did a great job to dance around the whole missing Scully, missing Mulder stuff. But, as a show, it really hurt overall. Like, because all those other characters were great. It's just a shame that they were brought in because of the excuse they needed. Oh, well, we got to replace Mulder. We'll have Mulder in like the first 2 episodes of a season and bring him back 14 episodes later for a few episodes and then have him disappear again and have him show up again. It was so hard to watch. I mean, I've listened to it more than I've ever watched it because it's the best radio drama ever produced. The sound, them talking, it's just great. That's how I could build, and I just have that in the background, especially with my hearing loss where music isn't something I enjoy necessarily as much as maybe you guys do, but spoken word audio, like that's great. That's right in my tonal range. I hear that great. So when I hear the X-Files in the background, doing their thing, and I can listen to them talk and the sound effects and like the atmosphere is always so well described by the music in that show. And it's like, I really love it. That's why I could do it. It's like 9 seasons of a show. I've done at least twice now. And there's other shows like I really should be watching it or at least listening to it. And there's a lot of shows I've put on in the background or movies I put on in the background just so I can peek over and watch it while I'm doing something. And, oh, there's a good segment I like. And, you know, Rambo's I recently redid that with, right? I would listen to the whole movie, but I would only take a peek at the couple scenes I like, you know, blowing up a chopper with an arrow, you know, and because that's just iconic bullshit. Like, come on, man. Take out a Russian Hindy chopper. It's like, okay. Gotta love the Rambo stuff. Or at least the first one or two. I still can't believe that guy's still making movies.
What has he made lately?
Well, go check out Netflix. He's got like 2, I think, on Netflix. Stallone is still pumping them out.
Did you hear what Bruce Willis did?
What he
sold his digital image of his face,
okay,
so that he can continue to be in stuff. But he apparently has some like speech impediment now.
Yeah, he's never going to be able to act in a real way again.
Yeah,
which is why he kind of retired last year or this year.
Yeah, so now they can continue making stuff for him with his digital image.
Okay,
that'll be interesting.
I don't even know how I feel about this because here's the problem.
Sounds like
other than Die Hards, and you could say after the first 2 or 3, they shouldn't have touched it again. But a lot of what he's done in the last decade has been...
It's not good.
It's not good.
It's not
good. It's him cashing checks. And I applaud him. Because if you say, hey, Rick, you want to go work for a month and I'm going to pay you $500,000 to $1 million? I go, yes, sir. And you cash that check like a
Rick,
good boy.
you list the last 10 movies he's been in, and they're terrible.
Can I say the names? I couldn't tell you.
I couldn't even tell you. No, but I know when I browse Amazon or
the last
Prime
movie he
Video.
did that I know I liked.
Which
was
one?
Armageddon.
Oh wow!
And a lot of people don't like Armageddon, and I love Armageddon.
Well, you know what? Though the Die Hards, you made fun of the Die Hard. They're all fine. It's a Die Hard movie.
I love the first one.
First and second.
First and second are the
second
legit.
one is really good. And then
There's
it
more than
really
one Die
Yeah.
four.
Can't be Christmas all the time. Oh, actually, it can be in his movies.
Well, have you seen his roast? Did you see?
Yeah, the roast is good.
And you see what he said? And the reason I did this was to basically tell you it's not a Christmas movie.
Yeah.
Sorry, you don't get to tell me that. I think it's a Christmas movie.
I
love telling people that's my favorite Christmas movie of all time.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
It ain't Christmas until Die Hard comes on.
If
Right?
Lego comes out with a Nakatomi Tower at Christmas, that's going into Winter
Oh,
Village.
that would be. Hey, throw that out there to the Chinese. They'll make that.
I was to say there'd be a Chinese set of it.
Well, you design it, they will build it.
That'd be hilarious. So you got a little German guy and a little Die
That's all
Hard.
I do is put it on BrickLink because they'll lift it right off of there. They'll buy it for $5 and then make the set. See, that's the thing. Some people don't care. Oh, I just want a set built. It'd be nice if it was Lego branded, but I just want a brick built set.
Doesn't matter.
Take your design, put it on BrickLink, sell it for $5. Within a year, some Chinese guy's going to rip you off. They're going to sell it, especially if it's half decent. I'm seeing mocks out there for $500.
Wouldn't be hard. What would that be? Would be pillars and glass walls, right?
Yeah,
That's it.
I mean, just trying to
Dark
get
glass.
enough. Well, here's the nice thing about
Couple
Nakatomi
blown
Tower.
up set.
It's in Detroit, right? That building, whatever it's really called, the building exists.
Still there.
So it'd
you
be
can get the
easy.
plans.
Other than the front foyer, and there's an overhang that's been redone. The building is perfectly fine. It looks just like the way it did in the '80s. So they could literally lift that design right now for sure.
I wonder how that would sell. That'd be an interesting set.
Well, I mean, I think it sells if you can have the branding, the Die Hard.
Well, you wouldn't have to. You just come up with.
If you just called the Nakatomi Tower, I don't know.
Right? No, you probably couldn't because of the name of the right. Unless it's not named that anymore.
Or just spell it something. Just call it something different so that the movie company doesn't have any rights to it.
Don't most patents die after 30 years anyway? What's the time frame on that?
Trademarks and copyrights and stuff.
What was the Lego one had that for the numbered bags, and that was only what, 30 years?
Think copyright. Like I'm just thinking of the quad, like Case IH Quad Track. They started making them in 96 or 97, and I think the patent ran out 2 or 3 years ago. At least 3 years ago.
20 years. 20 years.
Yeah, I would say 20 years because now, then finally, John Deere and Versatile came out with their 4 tracks. Like Cat's made a 2-track for a while, and so did John Deere. But
they couldn't do
once the patent run out, then they right away bang, they came out with the
it's like fair game, right?
It hardly leaves a footprint with the 4-track. The 2-track machines, you come up to a wet spot or slough, you can't turn around. Like you try and turn around it, and it'll just pull you in right into the slough.
Hey, so tell me something, guys. So Mandar Productions, he's been liking a lot of my photos and stuff lately, especially for some of the odd stuff I collect. Think I should take an offer from him?
Is he offering?
Oh, I'm not saying anything. I'm not trying to spread rumors. I'm just saying.
Well, yeah, it depends on how many you got. You only need really 1, but you have always 2 or 3.
Well, I said there's a magic wood box.
Well, you got the crate. Jeez. You know what?
I'll probably take pictures of this tonight and post pictures tonight and see who.
You know what? As long as you pay, as long as you get your shipment paid for, done.
Dude, you know what?
Sell them one, and
I would not have to charge very much to get my costs covered.
Yeah,
the best thing.
Sell them one and have them plug you.
You know what? It's almost worth giving it to them.
Yeah.
Like seriously, it's almost worth giving it to him.
If it becomes
have him pay the shipping, and then I'd pack it up and make it bulletproof, as bulletproof as I could. It would almost be worth that.
Where would you have to send it? State bound?
Miami. I think he's in Florida.
Miami? Does that still exist after that?
Yeah, did he get wiped out?
I don't know.
There's Lego all up and down the coast around his house. No,
and they got hit. They got hit hard on.
Well, it's one
side.
Storm after another, right, Nate? Nate's quiet.
Well, that last one reached all the way up into like the Carolinas.
Yeah,
inbound, right? A landbound. So
you know, I'm listening to some of the news reports, and you hear some of these guys saying, you know, as soon as I get my money, I'm going to move out of here. It's like, okay, I feel for you, I hear you, but it's like, this is not new. Okay, you could argue it's getting worse, sure, but you guys have been living in this line of fire for 100 years or 50 years or whatever. And it's like Rick, every year there's something going on.
The memes are terrible for what they do. It's like, oh, we got gators, we got this, we got that. We don't care. We're here. It's like, what's a hurricane gonna do? Well, it does its job, right?
And this is what kills me. And then we all every year feel bad, and we give money, and we do this, and we do that.
Now it's different from our East Coast guys who got rocked, right? Cape Breton and PI, and
I mean, I feel bad for Newfoundland. Yeah, Newfoundland. Oh my God, like.
That's not usual.
Port Basque in Newfoundland or whatever.
Port Basque, yeah.
You know, and my wife's got family there. I mean, it was
a lot of people
probably
got family.
10 years old, 10 years this summer. I think when I did the drive back and forth to the Rock, and 7,800 kilometers round trip, something like that. And hey, and I spent 10 days. I loved it. You know, Newfoundland's beautiful, but it's like there's something to be said about making good decisions about where you live and where you work, and I mean, we're born where we're born, but once you're of a certain age and you start making a little bit of money, like sometimes you got to make some hard decisions. Like it might not be smart to live here.
Well, it's like people building on floodplains here in Ontario. Maybe you shouldn't live.
Same thing in Manitoba,
right?
River Valley.
Brantford, no, not Brantford. Part of Burlington, floodplain.
For sure.
Brother-in-law.
They know what they're doing.
Brother-in-law, his basement, like twice.
Toast.
Yeah.
Terrible.
And then I remember when he first moved in there from his previous place, and it's like I'm looking at it, it's like, okay, so he's behind an industrial area. It's like, okay, to me that would have been the thing to stay away from, but whatever. It's a quiet business area. But I'm looking at the area, and it's like, it is really level. And I also know where the land goes up. It's like, this goes down to the lake. Like, this is not the best spot to be. And sure enough, you know, heavy major rain. Everyone's basements in that area, and not because of the sewers. just
I
the
know.
land, just the
Overland,
land
yeah.
saturation.
Yeah, overland.
Yeah.
And
Water
it's
table.
like the water table, and it's like, you guys, we've understood water table science for 200 years.
But you're preaching to the wrong people. These are the greedy developers that are just going, "Yep, we're going to develop this," and
Well,
don't
that's
care
the
after.
thing. No one ever says, "Oh, this has got this issue and that issue." And no one ever said, "Oh, this is on a floodplain." That's never in
Well,
any documentation for you.
No,
When you're buying a house.
Somebody always does say that. Just nobody else listens.
Nobody's
Yeah,
listening.
well, there's
yeah.
that too. If you get a good land surveyor or a good house inspector, they'll usually tell you, "Hey, this is nice, this is nice, this is nice, but you know what? This is way too level, and if there's ever a lot of water, you're in trouble."
you get lots of developers that build right in a swamp. Like
Yeah.
we've got one part of Brandon that, like, literally, in the last 20 years, my past job, I was spraying. There was a quarter section on the south end of Brandon, and as you worked the other end, it got low and you couldn't sow it. It was just cattails and stuff. They built all through there, and people have problems with basements flooding, their driveways sinking, cracking, like concrete cracking, all kinds of stuff like that.
Not stable at
It's
all.
like,
Yeah.
well, what's shocking you? Like, why would you? You knew what you were getting into when you bought that property. Like, yeah, they're beautiful homes, but yeah, foundations, like, so you cracked like ceilings and stuff because the foundation's moving. And then I was going to say about building in the floodplain. So these people every year, like every 3 to 5 years, it floods, and they all get financial assistance from the government every time it happens.
I got to take pictures of one of my storage units. The one I'm putting stuff in right now. Didn't notice it at first. It's got the worst, because I'm on the 4th floor, 4 in there, right? It's got the worst crack. I'm convinced I'm going to step on one side of that crack one day, and that whole section of the building's going to disappear.
Ooh.
And it's funny too, because they fix it in the hallway, in the corridors, right? Plastered it up, really nice. But in the units, and this is by the way, it's a new building. The building's only been there for a year. Why is there such a significant crack going all the way across the 4th floor?
Crappy concrete work.
Something. Because, and it's funny because it's not like it's all cinder blocks inside, because it's not. The building's tinfoil inside, because it's all sheet metal and tinfoil. You know what I mean? It's with these storage units, they're not well constructed. They don't need to be for what they are.
No, it's just
They just need to be segregated. You put your locks on it. You got your 24-hour security, and you hope for the best. But it's like, this is a significant crack. 1/4 inch wide, deep, spidering all over the place. It's like, you dirty buggers. Something's clearly wrong with this building.
Well, let's hope they put enough rebar in there for you. Hold it.
Well, that's what I'm hoping. I mean, I know enough about construction. It's like, okay, big deal, cracks, because hey, buildings and everything else, I've seen stuff stand, especially in the city of Toronto, 60 years, 70 years with cracks, just perfectly fine. You hope you don't get water in it, because then it freeze thaws. But
see, when they do a lot of that concrete pouring, it's all continuous pour. Like so like out west here, like all these grain elevators, they've been built over the last 20 years. All these inland, what do they call them? Super elevators, I guess you'd call them. They're huge, absolutely huge. But they do continuous pour over the course of like a couple weeks.
wow.
But I've seen where down at the base, they maybe had one load of concrete, one truckload that was cold or cooled off. And it actually literally, like, it caved the wall, like the wall's broken out, falls through.
Oh, wow.
So they have to try and repair that. I've seen it at the one, it's one that's close to our farm. It's about half an hour from the farm. I remember going there with Dad with a load of wheat, and you go alongside and like, there's a hole in that bin.
My brother-in-law,
size of a
the
truck.
one who lives on the floodplain, he actually drives a pumpcrete truck. So that's what he does, highways and whatever. And yeah, I mean, that's a problem for them. Like, they get on site, and if the mixture's wrong, you know, if it's not wet enough or too dry, or or too moist, that's a problem. If they sit idle too long, that's a problem.
Well, if there's
In
a
the
breakdown,
summer,
they can't pump it, and
yeah,
then it sits there too long. Like if it ends up sitting there too long, it's got to go back. Like,
yeah,
they can't use it.
no,
You can
that's an
imagine how
interesting
many house
business.
foundations are like that, right?
Yeah.
They pour it and then it's all kind of meh. But yeah, interesting.
I know the driveway of my house here, and I know whoever did my garage floor and who did the driveway, it wasn't the same person, because my garage floor is perfect,
Right.
and my driveway is all heaved. I don't know, either they didn't put enough rebar in, or they didn't pour it thick enough, one or the other. But it's all heaved. All this.
Did they even put rebar in your driveway?
Well, that's what I wonder. Maybe they didn't
put the
even
steel mesh, like the mesh type for the driveway, because it's never anything solid.
If I
The only-
like in Toronto, if I see people doing driveways with concrete, which isn't even that often anymore, if you're lucky, you see something that looks like chicken wire.
Yeah, that's the one.
I don't see
Not rebar. No.
It'd be nice. I don't even know if it's necessary.
They get away with that 2 layers of that chicken wire style, small rebar, because it's all you really need. I got that driveway done that you're talking about with that same chicken wire.
Yeah.
Not one crack. They did the cut lines properly.
That's the other thing.
Because
they got to do the cut lines right, and they got to be deep enough.
Right.
Some of them will just do the surface mark. That's
halfway.
not enough. It's got to be deep enough.
They go deep, yeah. And so winters we've been having in Ontario lately, we haven't had permafrost properly.
No,
like it doesn't go down. But so then every time that moved in with the weight of the vehicles, I saw that we got about a maybe 1/4 inch movement on one of the slabs, which is not that bad. It really, you can feel it, but it's not going to interfere with much. Maybe hit your snow shovel on it once in a while. But other than that, it was all because of it never got properly cold in the wintertime.
I've seen a guy fix some of that stuff. It's
Yeah,
amazing.
they pump it in,
drill, pump into it,
Yeah.
and raise it up. Oh,
they're actually using foam to lift that.
Yeah. So sort of super dense expanding foam. I thought that's brilliant.
Yeah, they can lift sidewalks, front patios, all that stuff.
I know the city's been doing that, and it's like, that's crazy.
It's a lot cheaper than re-pouring.
I don't know what the ecological situation is for it, but
probably not that bad. Probably, but just because it's not going to leach into anything, right? That's once it goes solid. But it's interesting. All right, kids, what's going on now?
I think I'm
out.
I'm out too.
You gotta go to work.
I promoted his. I gotta go to work in 6 hours, and I don't got a wifey to wake me up, so I gotta rely on my phone.
Yeah, you gotta take your sleepy juice.
I'm afraid to.
No
I'm that tired. Oh, I love that shirt.
Before.
Yeah, shoot. You should have seen that earlier. That's cool.
There's your red spaceman.
You gotta tell me where I can get that.
This was a Target shirt.
Was it a Target shirt?
Yeah.
Rick, we're out of luck.
Target exclusive.
We're out of luck. No more
I'll have
Target.
to start talking nice with my brother again. Actually, we got along great a couple weeks back. So,
where's he living?
He's in Greece, New York. What do they call that? Greektown, New York. He's only about 3 hours away. 3 hours drive.
Not bad.
Yeah, it's not too bad. But with all the fun stuff with COVID, actually, it's getting easier now. Actually, it's super easy to drive across the border now. Apparently,
well, it's all free and clear now.
Yeah,
October
you don't
1st,
need
right?
the app.
It's all done.
Yeah, we don't even need the app now.
Everything's done.
Yeah, we're actually talking about going down to Fargo next weekend, so that's about a 6-hour drive. But
really,
you go for a couple nights.
Nice.
We haven't been down there for. Well, actually, it was when my daughter was born. It's 2013, 2012.
Oh, wow.
Because I remember we were driving back and Chantal was pregnant. We were talking about names. So, been quite a few years. So. And I love it down there. It's a nice city, easy to get around, all nice square streets, all in quadrants, northeast, northwest, southeast, southwest. You can find any, like you get an address, it's easy to find. But
the good grid pattern.
Yeah, it's nice. And to get in there, there's like your freeways and stuff, so it's like 80 mile an hour or whatever it is. Just give her hell.
See, Friday and Saturday coming. This is going to be my big driving for the season. Friday I drive to Kingston, and then Saturday I drive out to where Dan is, and then that's it. Car's not going anywhere until the spring. We're driving. That's it.
Well, at least you got good weather. No, I don't know about this winter. The squirrels.
Dude, I'm gonna burn like a tank and a half of gas in those.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I mean,
you got to go through Toronto twice.
I live in Toronto. I got to go.
You got to go that way and then come back.
So that's like
in its entirety too.
So here to Kingston and back's 800 kilometers, and then the next morning we're going to come out to where you are. It's like 3 hours one way. Right? 3 hours one way.
That's a nice drive though. You've got the country drive past.
Well, I mean, here and then through Ajax,
Yeah, but past the city limits, like all the little cities like Ajax, Oshawa, all that, then it just becomes actually nice driving. And you got the fall drive, so that's going to be. You said that you like the fall drive.
Well, I'm hoping to see the colors change and all that. But
it's already started.
They've been changing already. It might be disappointing.
No. You got the perfect weekend.
Like I'm hoping the leaves are still up when I go out your way. Because this is what I'm promising the wife. Oh, we're going to see the pretty colors.
Literally, just this week is when they started changing colors.
We've got some. Notice while we come back from Walmart, there's some trees that are bare.
Already
lots have colors, and there's still lots. Like my trees on my lot are all green still. They haven't even started to change.
Really?
Is it still warm for you guys up there? You still getting mild temps?
We were really cold and wet, and we hit some warm weather again. So guys are back in the field. We're really late, but then they're talking end of next week back into some cool weather and maybe some showers and stuff. So
I mean, the other day it was like 4 degrees when I woke up. It's 14 now. 14.
I know it's great autumn weather right now.
Yeah. We actually hit 26 degrees midweek.
Oh, more than us.
Nice. We needed that big time.
So is the harvest still in full swing out there?
Oh yeah, we were so wet this spring. It was when I got back to work. I got back to work on the 17th of May, and usually guys are in the field. Usually guys are in the field by the 20th of April, maybe a little after that. And they were just getting in the field on the 17th of May. So I really didn't miss anything. Jumped right back in, right in the start of seeding. Like, yeah, it was nuts.
So how long will harvest season go till this year, do you think? As the weather permits?
Well, if weather holds, there's going to be some guys finishing up next weekend. But then there's still, guys are still digging potatoes. Guys are still doing canola. There's beans and corn, which is going to be a little bit yet. We need a killing frost for corn and stuff. And beans.
Don't wish it too fast. It might come faster than you think.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm hoping. I would like a killing frost. I'd like to see us done harvest before the end of October, because I don't want to drag out any farther than it already is. Yeah. I've had enough of being on call and working weekends and stuff. So
time to wrap up the season, right?
Yeah, exactly. Time for me to hibernate.
Take a break.
I would ditch pager. I can't believe I said pager. Who's got one of those anymore? I would ditch. I'd turn off that phone.
The do not disturb.
Yeah, I'm on call. Sure, that phone never rings.
Yeah. Problem is, if we don't answer, it just goes to somebody higher up, and that shit flows
why
back
didn't you
downhill.
answer your phone?
Yeah.
No, I'm glad I'm not on the hook anymore. I used to be, but that was a long time ago. All right, guys, we're gonna close
Have a
it
good
down.
night.
Thanks for hanging. Appreciate it,
everyone.
as always.
Take care.
Nate,
Bye.
thanks for hanging with us.
See you guys.
Brian, Dan, peace.
Thank you.